Salve, meu parceiro. E aí, Agné Neto? Salve, salve, rapaziada. Como é que vocês estão? Mac ou não tão Mac? E aí, ex? Sejam todos muito bem-vindos, rapaziada. Cara, lembrando que hoje vai rolar sorteio. Tá rolando sorteio. Hoje vai rolar o sorteio se vai ter 300 pessoas ou 250. Vai ser essa pichação aqui, a minha pichação. Beleza? Vai ser a minha pichação, mano. Vou sortear pra vocês. A que eu peguei pra mim eu não vou usar. Então quem quiser convidar os amigos, chamar todo mundo aí, mano, vai rolar sorteio hoje da minha pichação, mano. Beleza? E lembrando que tá rolando também o sorteio de 1000 V-Bucks lá no Instagram. Sempre chega os dois juntos, Power Rig e Power Rig do Júnior. Publication.
Both teams racked up 305 points for their respective clubs, the Rift Raiders and the Dusty Dogs. But the Bush Bandits managed to edge out both of them at the end of Week 1 with 690 points for the club, thanks in part to the results from the Week 1 club trial squad goals. Week 2 kicked off the first round of Souls in the Fall series with Royale Flush. FaZe Clan's staple and Fortnite dynamo Tfue took the top spot in the North American region with an outstanding 14 points thanks to a format perfect score of 7 eliminations and a victory royale. Team Atlanta's very own Mitro managed to pull the top spot on the European side, racking up 8 points, with the bulk of that coming from a victory royale where he managed to pull 3 eliminations. Week 2's trial, Spin and Win, offered up a number of in-game challenges on a wheel that would spin and issue challenges to the 5 clubs based on where it lands, with challenges ranging from the Hunter-Gatherer Fair of Garage, in which a team had to
Cara, não sei te explicar se vai ser o americano ou se vai ser na Europa.
shopping carts inside the storm.
Parece que é o americano, cara.
Efforts like Architect, where players were tasked with building the best recreation of the Eiffel Tower in 1 hour. Spin and Win may have been the wackiest trial so far for the Fall Skirmish, and it will definitely be hard to top.
Cara, acho que esse é o de... É o de fazer missões, cara, se eu não me engano.
The Rift Raiders managed to hold on to 4th, and the unlucky Llamas were still stuck in last place. In Week 3, we saw the return of duos with King.
Até que horas?
The team with the most points after 6 matches will be declared the winners.
Tomara que seja americano, Rafa.
Applied to matches based on victory
Parece que é um americano, cara.
eliminations in the previous round. The duo of
Cara, não sei, deve chegar até daqui a pouco e até umas... Nossa, joga muito, né?
While Mitro snagged the top spot in the European region for the 2nd week in a row.
Deve ser até por volta até umas, sei lá, cara, umas 6 horas, eu acho. Salve, Kaique Elias. Salve, salve a galera que tá chegando na live, mano. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos.
Cloack earned a big 50k bonus for getting the most single match with 15. Week 3's club trial saw players making their way to
vai rolar sorteio aí se...
That's right. No eliminations.
Galera, quem estiver chegando, por favor, deixa um likezão, rapaziada. E aí, mano, Fábio? Tamo junto, mano. Seja bem-vindo aí. Deixa o likezão aí, galera, quem puder, pra dar uma ajuda. Vai ter só o Skirmsh ou tu vai jogar? Não, mano, só vou hoje comentar. Joguei de manhã. Eu joguei umas 3 horas de manhã. Foi 3 horas. E agora eu vou fazer aí o jogo. Salve, Dieguinho, salve, Alex. Galera, quem puder mandar loots também, cara, loots me ajuda aí na live. Lembrando que aqui no Skirmsh você também tá acumulando ponto de nariz, tá, galera? Então, você ficando na live aqui, tá acumulando ponto de nariz. Tá rolando sorteio. Vou botar uma musiquinha enquanto isso aqui, um NCS. Week 4's club trial featured the ATK Grand Prix, where players from each club race against each other in a single elimination tournament in playgrounds. Linnae managed to grab another win on the North American side, while Alliance Powder rode his card to victory in the European region. No surprises in the club. Vamos deixando um like aí, rapaziada, quem puder, cara, dá uma ajuda. Deixa o likezão bolado. Vamos bater um recorde de like hoje. Essa camisa da BRC é top, né, mano? Tem o site deles pra vender, cara. Pra venda. Qual é a diferença de streamer e pro player? A diferença é que o pro player, cara, se dedica mais ao jogo, se dedica mais aos treinos, entendeu? Essa é a diferença. O streamer, ele não se importa tanto se ele joga bem ou se ele joga mal. Ele quer fazer o conteúdo, entendeu? A intenção do streamer é fazer conteúdo. A minha intenção pra vocês é criar conteúdo. Tanto que hoje eu tô fazendo os vlogs. Espero que vocês estejam gostando, galera. Sempre que eu postar vlog, se puder dar uma comentada, ajuda demais aí no desenvolvimento, né, cara? O cara vai fazer live também? Acho que vai, cara. Acho que vai sim. Acho que ele vai abrir na live dele. Hoje eu optei por abrir aqui no meu. Pra ver se eu pegaria algum público, se a galera ia gostar, entendeu? Também preciso criar conteúdo, né, galera? Então... Nossa, tava 11 minutos, agora tá de novo. Eu necessito criar conteúdo também. Vlog tá top. Pô, mano, quando eu postar assim, se vocês puderem comentar nos vlogs, me ajuda, agenda no rendimento do vídeo, entendeu? Qual é o melhor jogador de Fortnite BR? Cara, eu posso dizer qual é o melhor time. Que é o da BRC. Que é o meu time. Pô, erguido, sem xingamento, tá, cara? Por favor. Sem palavrão, mano. Vamos manter a linha aí. Posso dizer qual é o melhor time, mano. O melhor time é esse aqui, ó. BRC, mano. Que é o meu time, né, galera? É o time que tem feito muito por mim também. É a organização, na real, né? Que tem feito muito por mim, cara. Todos os eventos que eu fui até hoje, as fotos, as oportunidades que ele tem me dado, tá sendo absurda. Não tô conseguindo mandar loot. Tem problema não, mano. O que significa BRC é Brazilian Crusaders. Galera, vamos convidar todo mundo. Se chegar bastante gente, eu vou sortear esse spray aqui, ó. Que é o meu spray, galera. Então, se a gente bater 100 pessoas, 150 pessoas, vou sortear meu spray, ó. É um spray. Vamos deixar o like aí, galera. Vamos bater o recorde de like hoje. O recorde de like da live hoje. Isso daqui é um spray. É o spray da lhama. Aí, ó. Só a galera que foi na BGS tem. É o spray do Fortnite. Então, se rolar 100 pessoas, se vocês convidarem, mano, divulga no Instagram, compartilha nos grupos de Facebook os moderadores para poder trazer a galera. Então, traz todo mundo aí, ó, que vai rolar o sorteio do spray hoje. Convida geral, rapaziada. Beleza? Vou dar uma urinada enquanto não começa. Vamos conversar, vamos trocar ideia, galera. Já deixa o seu like aí, pô, pra fortalecer. O Tfue vai jogar? Não sei, cara. Na hora que botar a tabela ali, eu vou saber exatamente. Eu sei que hoje o formato vai ser vitória, 3 pontos. Segunda e terceira colocação, 2 pontos. Quarta e quinta colocação, 1 ponto. 8 eliminatórias. Eita porra! 8 eliminações, 3 pontos. 6 ou 7 eliminações, 2 pontos. 4 ou 5 eliminações, 1 ponto. O Royal Flush, que é matar 8, ganhar e ganhar, equivale a mais 2 pontos. Cada Royal Flush tem recompensa de 10 mil dólares, galera. Então, se o cara fizer o Royal Flush, além dele ganhar os pontos, ele ainda ganha uma recompensa de 10 mil dólares. Foregone, tamo junto, mano. A intenção é tu tá aí, deixar aquele likezão. Só vamos, galera. Espero que vocês gostem aí. Eu vou tentar narrar, porque hoje, como eu tô vendo ao vivo assim, eu vou tentar narrar. Eu vou botar aqui, galera, quem é a galera do seu time. Então, eu sou da organização Brasílias, mas o time da Brasília é o Tony Boy, o Pulga, Zoti, Taizun e o Barbosa. Galera, esse aqui vai ser o formato, ó. Esse vai ser o formato de pontuação, ó. Esse vai ser o formato de pontuação. Só quero ver você narrando. Tá suave, mano. Vamos tentar narrar aí. Vamos tentar ser proativo. Comentar aí o máximo. E só vamos. Vamos convidar todo mundo, cara. Quem puder aí, os moderadores, compartilhar nos grupos de Fortnite, no Discord de Fortnite. Pra tentar trazer um público aí, galera. Beleza? Então, seu time é foda. Vamos dizer que a Brasília tá vindo com tudo, mano. Tá vindo com tudo. Os moleques são bravos. Esse vai ser a pontuação, galera. Vou botar a pontuação aqui do lado até começar. Pera aí, já volto. Fechar a janela. Vamos diminuir essa cortina. Descer essa cortina. Carai, me silenciou por me xingar. Então, pô, Guido, vamos tentar não falar muito palavrão aqui, cara. Tem muita criança assistindo, entendeu? Então, se você puder tentar falar o menos palavrão possível, cara, eu vou tentar também. Se eu falar, podem brigar comigo. Então, eu vou tentar falar o menos palavrão possível. O cara falou, teu time é foda. Cara, eu falei xingamento em questão de, igual você falou, não sei o que, de puta, tá ligado? Eu acho que não tem necessidade, né, mano? Tamo junto, Dieguinho. É xingamento de ser ofensivo, mano. Cara, esses 8 minutos é os 8 minutos mais demorados da minha vida, velho. Nossa senhora. É os 8 minutos mais demorados da minha vida. Já rodou os 8 minutos, rodou de novo, voltou pros 8 minutos. Galera, quem puder, deixa o like aí, pô. Vamos bater o recorde de like da live hoje. Vou tentar bater o recorde de like aí. Beleza, mandei loot. Deve chegar aí já já. Tamo junto, mano. Hoje eu vou ler os loots também, galera. Então quem puder mandar loots aí, ó. Tô abrindo até o site dos loots aqui pra saber quando mandaram, quando não mandou. Pra eu poder ler direitinho os loots. Não perder nenhum. Então quem tiver a oportunidade de mandar loot, manda aí, galera. Tá demorando mesmo, Luz. Pô, nem fala. São os 6 minutos mais demorados da minha vida. Tá louco, tio. Salve aqui, é o Furogone Place, ansioso pra narração. Já narrou algo antes ou foi comentarista em algum lugar? Cara, eu comentava lá na live do PH, cara. Só que hoje eu acho que eu tava a fim de criar meu próprio conteúdo, entendeu? Até chamei ele, mas ele vai abrir na dele, então cada um faz o seu, tá tudo certo, sem nada do tipo. Vamos tentar narrar aí hoje, vamos tentar fazer algo diferente. Salve, Douglas Soares! Vamos que vamos. 5 minutinhos aí, mano. Tomara que não recomece. Tomara que não recomece a contagem. Aqui estão como que vai ser a pontuação, tá, da semana. Essa daqui, ó, vai ser a pontuação da semana, galera. Vitória Royale, 3 pontos, de 2 a 3, aqui, ó. 6 semanas, evento competitivo e recreativo e 10 milhões em prêmios. Formatos da semana 5. Flush Royale, Vitória 3 pontos. Cara, se o cara matar 8, ele ganha 2 pontos a mais e ainda ganha 10 mil dólares. Dieguinho, Fluda, eu tô escrevendo trecos diferentes lá. Sem brigas, galera, sem brigas. Vamos manter a calma e os ânimos. A intenção da live é todo mundo se divertir. A intenção da live é a gente tá junto aqui, então vamos manter as calmas aí, sem brigar, por favor, mano. A intenção da live é todo mundo se divertir, cara. Beleza? Então vamos tentar não brigar, rapaziada. Nossa, achei que meu cachorro ia vomitar, velho. E vai vomitar. E aí, Igor Santos, salve, meu parceiro. Cara, acho que meu cachorro vai vomitar, velho. Tamo brigando não, o cara tá xingando e fodendo. Não, é suave, mano. Vocês são moderadores, galera. Vocês decidem. O que tiver gosto, joga com os que mais mandam loots e que horário de sexta transmitido. Então, eu jogo com a galera que... É isso aí, ó. Você fizer 250 pontos de nariz, mano, você joga comigo. Pra formar esses 250 pontos de nariz, é só ficar na live. Conseguiu mandar loot? Já chega então, mano. Então já chega. Deixa o likezão aí, galera, quem tiver na live. Vamos bater o recorde de live. Tem 22 pessoas assistindo agora. Deixa o likezão aí só pra poder fortalecer o canal, mano. Tem 22 pessoas assistindo. Custa nada, só deixar um... Chegar a 20 likes aí, pô. Gus, cadê a live na Twitch? Olha, Olipe, eu não abri a live na Twitch não, cara. Essas músicas de fundo são top, eu também me amarro, cara. Olha, Alex, eu não vou abrir no YouTube, na Twitch não, vou abrir só aqui na Twitch, na Twitch não, vou abrir só aqui no YouTube mesmo, mano. Sorteio é que hora hoje? Se bater 100 pessoas, Kleberson. Tem o outro sorteio do Instagram também, se você não estiver participando. Ai, meu Deus. Vambora, começa isso, meu Deus. Que vamos, em 1 minuto, galera. 1 minuto. O sorteio do Instagram. O sorteio do spray é hoje. Se bater 100 pessoas na live. Então vamos divulgar aí. 100 ou 150 pessoas na live. Então vamos divulgar aí, ó. 100 ou 150 pessoas na live. Eu faço o sorteio do spray, mano. Então vambora, rapaziada. 40 segundos aí, hein. Tem algum BR no torneio? Não, Leox. Infelizmente não, mano. Não tem, mano. Infelizmente ainda não tem. É difícil, né, cara, ter um BR lá fora porque tem que comprar... Tem que comprar passagem, tem que pagar... É muita coisa, muito custo pra você saber se você vai ganhar ou não, entendeu? Ainda não tem empresas que pagam pros BRs irem pra lá. Dos BR essa porra cega. Cara, eu acho que a Epic tinha que olhar pra gente, né, mano? A Epic tinha que estar com os olhos voltados pra gente. Vou diminuir aqui. Vai começar, galera. Mano, ó, os BRs são muito bons. Sim, cara, são bem bons mesmo. Isso eu tenho que concordar. Eita, a live deixa travando, hein? Pô, quando começa vocês travam? Estão me zoando, rapaziada? Como assim? Olha que delícia! Vamos saber daqui, vamos saber já, Danilo. Olha isso, mano. Dr. Lupo, a minha paixão ali, ó. Minha paixão no Fortnite é o Dr. Lupo, galera. A voz desse cara é sensacional. A voz desse cara é incomparável, rapaziada. Não tem como. Por exemplo, Tony Boy, Buga Boy. Não, eu não. Ele sim, eu não. Eles são um time profissional, galera. Ui, você melhorou, molhou agora. Nossa, mano. Ele é sensacional. Galera, já falo, hein. Se tiver play boa, eu vou aqui me coisar aqui, mano. Eu já sou todo eufórico. Se tiver play boa aqui, vou me emocionar, hein. Quem puder divulgar a live aí, mano, divulga a live. Vamos chamar todo mundo. Tem 22 pessoas assistindo. Vamos deixar o like aí, ó, se você estiver gostando. Manda um coração. Vamos spamar coração aí na live, rapaziada. Vamos spamar coração aí, ó.
And then based off the points that players earn, everything with that, we wind up popping into the grand finals on Sunday.
Tô molhado nada, rapaziada. Que isso?
Another look at the exact schedule for today. Another interesting thing to bring up is the featured streamers section. That's back.
Cara, olha aquela coisa aqui, cara. Olha isso, mano. Olha aquele cosplay, cara, do Negão da Lhama, velho. Olha lá, olha o cosplay do Negão da Lhama, mano. Olha que foda.
Oh, absolutely. And if you enjoy watching Fortnite and you're here at TwitchCon, make sure you say hi to people. I mean, this is the opportunity to do it.
Que maneiro, velho.
Bring all these people together in one spot.
A galera, cara, como eu queria estar ali deitado, velho. Como eu queria estar ali deitado.
Weeks getting ready for this.
Cara, fica arrepiado. Imagina a sensação de estar assistindo ali o campeonato top, deitado numa parada dessa. Olha lá, o moleque aí se jogando. Nossa, mano, deve ser muito bom. Nego Lhama entre sucesso e a Franha. Ó, o Tomatão. Quando eu comprei o Tomatão, geral ficou bolado. Ó, Heart Duos, primeiro duo. Vamos ver se tem algum famoso. Ó, Sofá, sempre tá. Bom, na primeira leva de duo, é só o que eu conheço aqui, é o Sofá. Vamos ver um time da Ghost. Se vocês acharem aí, me fala, galera. Se achar a gente aí famosa aí que vocês conhecem. O Tfue aí, ó. Vou até botar na coisa. Olha o lindão aí, ó. Tfue, mano. Cloack, Tfue. Dramas, o Hack. Até agora minha torcida é Tfue, mano. Hashtag Tfue aí, galera. Hashtag Tfue, mano. Vambora. Hashtag Tfue, maluco. Vamos de Tfue, time Tfue, mano. Energias positivas pra esse cara. Tá, porra, acabando com tudo, cara.
Mid-big casting moment. It's what the people want to see, Jack. Look, a little slurp juice action. Ooh.
Let's see.
Oh, wow.
The doors have been open. People are starting to filter in. Can we get away from?
Oh, look, everybody! Hi, welcome everyone.
What's going on?
There we go. Good, good. People are going to start filtering on in. TwitchCon, I'm blown away.
Tfue
by how
Cloack,
packed it is.
mano.
Let's keep going though, filling you guys in on all the necessary info you need. Just roll it. Just start rolling it. Let's take a look at what's next. The format.
Olha aí como é que vai ser, galera. 7 eliminações, 3 pontos. 5 a 6 eliminações, 2 pontos. 3 a 4 eliminações, 1 ponto. Big bônus. Após 7 eliminações, 1 ponto a cada eliminação. Ou seja, se a pessoa fizer 7 eliminações, se a pessoa fizer 8 eliminações, ela ganha 3 pontos mais 1 ponto. Nossa, mano, é muito ponto se a pessoa fizer, velho. Então, tipo, a intenção é ir pra cima, velho. A intenção é ir pra cima. Que isso, olha o chat. Spamando Tfue, mano. Isso aí, galera. Team Tfue, velho.
You mentioned at the bottom, the wild card. 2 wild card duos will advance to the grand finals.
Já botei até no nome ali, ó.
Nuts. Hey, you're in 13th.
Torcida pro Tfue.
Short, you still have a chance if you play one of
Cloack,
these
mano.
You might get chosen as that wild card duo.
That's absolutely terrifying, which for some of these players, because that means you don't even think about that as a possibility to advance. You just want to push for placement, push for.
Minha torcida tá pro Tfue e pro Cloack, mano.
Breakdown this weekend.
O time da LG é bom. Sim. E aí, Caps? Salve, meu parceiro. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos, a galera que tá chegando na live, mano. Quem puder deixar aquele likezão. Tem 21 pessoas assistindo. Então vamos deixar o like aí só pra poder fortalecer o canal. Quem quiser compartilhar pra trazer mais gente, pro chat ficar mais entrosado e tudo mais, os moderadores, a galera que estiver assistindo, compartilha nos grupos de Fortnite, nos Discord de Fortnite. Quem puder ajudar aí, cara, já, pô, sensacional. Nossa, é muita grana. Pô, é muito dinheiro, cara. Cara, essa grana que tá acontecendo é graças à galera que tá comprando V-Bucks, mano. Como dando like e torcendo pro Tfue. Lógico, mano. Tfue, mano. Tfue é God. Tfue é God Nelson. Vamos que vamos torcer aí pro Tfue, mano.
You've probably seen the official images, the logos of the teams in game, but look, here it is. Every club now represented with banners in
a galera dá pra mandar.
I'm Lucky Llamas. You're a disgusting Bush Bandit.
Bush Bandits, please, dude. There's Bush Bandits and then there's 4 worse clubs.
Olha que maneiro, velho. Ali o maluco de moita, cara. Olha aqui o maluco de moita, mano. Aqui, ó. Que top, mané. Que top, mano. É solo? Não, Alexandre. É duo, mano. É campeonato de duo. A torcida aqui tá em peso pro Tfue, mano. Cara, olha esse filme. Tfue e Cloack, galera. Tem que lembrar que o Cloack também é do time dele, então tem que torcer pros dois. Ah, que isso, cara. Eu gosto do Legal Natalino só pra te perturbar, cara. Eu gosto da skin Patife. A Patife pra mim é melhor. Eu tinha até ela no meu bloco de nota. Caraca, maneiro o filme, hein? Eu não tinha visto não, mano. O Cloack joga demais também, velho. Verdade. Isso aí, quanto moderador, mano. É a galera que tá aqui em peso todos os dias, Luiz. Ô, Ace. Porque tem a galera que assiste de manhã, tem a galera que assiste de tarde. E hoje, por incrível que pareça, a galera tá assistindo de tarde. Aí tem a galera que é moderador de manhã e tem a galera que é moderador de tarde, pô. Então, Caps, a galera que é moderador é a galera que tem ajudado bastante com o canal, mano, divulgando, falando da parada, entendeu?
About how he wanted to see players start to build an army of those cube monsters and use it against their opponents. Super cool idea.
No, so obviously so much.
Estão mudando joinha, mano. Vamos mandar joinha também. Vamos mandar joinha também. Cara, olha isso, velho. Hoje é presencial, mano. Que isso, mano. Hoje é presencial, cara. Olha. Eita, dá até arrepio, mano. Dá até arrepio, ó. Ó o controle ali. A galera que joga no controle. Nossa, mano. Olha aí, ó. Cloack e Tfue, mano. Lindos, lindos, lindos. Galera, quem estiver aí assistindo, tira um print aí no celular, tira uma foto e me marca na história do Instagram. Lembrando que o teu Instagram tem que ser aberto, hein. Lembra de mim, Gus? Acompanha você tem um tempinho desde a Twitch. Lembro sim, Caps. Nossa, mano, dá até arrepio, ó. Começou, hein? Deve ser treino, hein? Deve ser aquecimento a primeira, não sei. Posso estar falando bosta. Vamos que vamos, galera. Vamos que vamos. Vou até botar aqui pra gravar. Vai que tem melhores momentos. Não é não, galera? Vai que tem melhores momentos. O som tá de boa. O áudio tá de boa, galera. O meu áudio do microfone tá bom. Tá tudo direitinho. Eu preciso do feedback de todos vocês. É exatamente, Gus, se molhou com o Dr. Lupo, geral molhou com o Tfue. É, mano. Vamos que vamos. Ó, a galera toda indo pro fundo do mapa. Alguns caíram ali, ó. Os Factor. Vai ter zumbi. Vamos que vamos, vai ter zumbi. Não, acho que não vai ter zumbi, cara. Eles tiraram o zumbi, botaram... Eu acho que vai ter zumbi? Eis a pergunta. Não sei se vai ter zumbi, galera. Pergunta, mano. Será que vai ter zumbi? Ó, Tfue sempre cai ali, ó. Sempre, mano. Sempre cai ali, na favelinha. É certo o Tfue cair na favelinha, mano. Olha, ele já tá com metade do shield. O outro time já tá com metade da vida. Tá como? Pegando material. Ele já sabe que tem dois ali, porque provavelmente ele atirou no cara na favelinha. Cara, eu acho que não vai ter zumbi porque eu acho que eles não iriam aceitar, entendeu? Mandei loot, a live caiu de leves. Suave. Como é teu Insta? Gust.tv, mano. Pra galera que não tá sabendo, tá rolando sorteio lá no Insta, mano. Então tá aí, ó. No intervalo vocês vão. Ó, o Caos tá aí, ó. Esse de o Caos contra Tfue e Cloack, mano, na favelinha. Pegou a 12 branca. Será que eles vão se encontrar, cara? Será que o Tfue vai se dar bem nessa? Isso, mano, isso! Acid acaba de ficar com 10 de life, mano. Tfue isso. Cloack acaba de eliminar um. Quer dizer, eita, mano. Outra pesada. Essa é pro Tfue, hein. Essa pesada é pro Tfue, meu parceiro. Tá caindo e voltando. Ah lá. Ih, eu perdi qualidade, rapaziada. Calma aí, vai estabilizar, calma aí. Qualquer coisa eu reinicio a live, mano. A live caiu. Só deu uma queda de FPS, galera. Só deu uma queda, F5. F5, só deu uma queda de FPS. Calma, não vamos desesperar. Se cair de novo, eu fecho. Se cair de novo, eu fecho o OBS e abro de novo. Se cair, eu fecho e abro de novo, rapaziada. Vamos deixar o like aí, mano, quem puder, pra fortalecer. Salve, Tfue, isso aí, Guilherme. Tamo junto, mano. 35 pessoas assistindo, galera. Vamos bater o recorde de view e o recorde. Se bater 100 pessoas, vai rolar sorteio, hein? Se bater o recorde, vai rolar sorteio, hein?
You can have some of the biggest blunders by not being on the same page.
Caiu de
novo. One player
gets
aggressive, one stays back. That can wind up costing the duo the game.
You see right here the team that Cookie Monster Big Vicious are up against. They're actually split, which is why Cookie I think is taking the opportunity to push over.
Vou iniciar para não ter problemas, galera.
Because Novi is up there now pushing in towards the tennis courts, but they're so distant from each other that if one knockdown happens, you can almost guarantee that's going to be elimination.
Calma aí, vou iniciar para não ter problema, galera. Me desculpa, eu não sabia que ia acontecer isso.
Players remaining as well. Noobtra, the big 60 tag, and that should be the note to just go for Novi as they're going to begin to push on forward. You see immediately the opposing player, that's Cookie Monster, has to fall back and try to protect Vic Vicious. As she's just stuck down in the box, Cookie Monster now surrounded.
Ah, não caiu não? Então tá suave.
Shot as well.
Desculpa.
Doesn't look like a good ending here. And
tough spot to be there.
Ah, então beleza. Então vai continuar, vai continuar.
An opportunity to take advantage of you know, that low HP situation. Like you said, as soon as the 60
Então vamos voltar pro game. Vamos voltar pro game.
Now's the time to push because you know that is almost a guaranteed knockdown.
100%.
Então vamos spama coração aí, galera. Hashtag coração e Tfue. Hashtag coração e Tfue. Assim, ó. Hashtag Tfue. E o coraçãozinho do lado. Vambora. Vamos spamar então, mano. Cadê? Hashtag o coração e o Tfue, mano. Só pra ver se a torcida do Tfue tá em peso. Só pra ver se a torcida do Tfue tá em peso, mano. Só pra ver. Aí tiramos onda. O Power dele é sempre do contra, né, mano? Ele é sempre do contra. Ele nunca quer ir com a galera. Quem tiver chegando aí, mano, vamos bater o recorde de like, galera. Deixa o likezão aí pra ver se a gente bate aí o recorde de view também. Vambora, rapaziada. Bater 100 ou 150 pessoas, vai rolar o sorteio do spray, hein? Vai rolar o sorteio do spray. Ó, o erguido sempre do contra, mano. Ó o time do Ghost aí, ó. O time da Ghost aí, ó. O da FPS tá no high ground. Um já finalizou o grupo do outro. Vamos que vamos. O Ghost cai um high ground, o outro. Será que ele vai se expor, mano? Nossa, olha que tela bonita, mano. Olha que tela bonita. O Ghost TV ganharia esse torneio, será? Ah, galera, eu sou streamer, ó. Tá rushando pra cima do Caio. Será que vai dar bom? Ele não tem tanto material assim se ele for trocar. Olha, já fiz o story e marquei. Isso aí, galera. Quem quiser aí, ó, me marca nos stories que eu vou dar um likezão. Mas tem que ser, o story tem que estar aberto, galera. Não pode esquecer. Tomou tirão. Será que ele vai se healar assim, de cara? Se healou, hein? Tfue é bom, é ruim aqui. O parceiro dele sempre morre pra carregar. Cara, eles têm treinado a semana inteira, né, mano? Vamos ver. Tfue tem treinado a semana inteira. Lembrando que quem estiver chegando agora na live, deixa aquele likezão maroto se você estiver gostando. E só vamos, galera. Tá rolando sorteio também, se você quiser participar de exclamação sorteio. Não fala o nome dele não, é trocadilho. Eu sei, pô. Eu gosto de Power Guido, cara. Power Guido é de boa. Boa! Será que vai levar? Será que vai levar? Olha, tomou também. Da FPS ficou na safe em vez dele correr. Ele não tem tanto material assim pra trocar. Tancou e boa! Tirou onda. Quase morreu, mano. Quase entregou a paçoca. Esqueci de tirar o dislike. Favelinha é a casa dele. Mano, Tfue só cai ali. Se a galera quiser, ele não adianta, mano. As pessoas sabem que ele cai ali na favelinha, mas ele não adianta. Ele vai lá porque ele não tá nem aí, mano. Tu gosta do Power Guido? Eu gosto do Power Guido, mano. Ele é de boa. Ele é gente boa, gente fina. Cara, a safe tá indo bem rápido. O jogo tá indo bem rápido demais, hein, galera. Tem duas pessoas ali na... Isso aí é chato. Que isso, cara, não. Ele é gente boa, ele gosta um pouco de atenção, galera. Então a gente tem que dar um pouquinho de atenção pra deixar ele feliz. Agora tá o Freeze Blade e Dordon FN, mano. Nossa, os caras botam em direção à cratera. Favelinha é a casa do moleque, pô. Isso aí. Não dele, Gus.
First of all, it looks like doubled back there, potentially seeing that there was a team directly in front of them as they were rotating south.
Nossa, mano, olha essa voz do Dr. Loop, Deus me livre. A voz do cara é God. Galera, quem for me marcar no Instagram lá, lembrando que o teu Instagram tem que estar aberto pra eu poder ver a publicação, tá? Senão eu não consigo ver a publicação, velho.
not only can you break the base, but you see how they're hitting those corner edges? This is like 300 plus stone off of this one hut. That a lot of people don't.
Aí vocês estão começando a coisa demais. Vamos parar por aí, galera. Vamos parar por aí, senão aí depois acaba o respeito e fica feio. Quem estiver chegando na live aí, deixa o like. Na humilda. Só vamos. Quem quiser mandar loot, cara, pra me ajudar, manda loot. Exclamação loot, que ajuda demais aí na live. O Tfue é 5? Não, cara, o Tfue é agora, Pedro Henrique. Ele tá agora no game, mano. Ele e o Cloack.
Not looking like Cloack and Tfue. 2 eliminations there, full health, full shield. Same with Frankie and Johan. Excellent positions for a lot of these players, but
não tem muito pro player nesta partida. Tem sim, cara. Todo mundo que tá ali, ô Caps, vocês são pro player, mano. Nenhum deles tá ali jogando de bobeira, entendeu?
Now, one big thing that winds up happening too is
tu topa de noite se for jogar? Jogo sim, mano, mas hoje eu acho que eu não vou jogar, cara. Eu acho que hoje eu vou na casa da minha mãe, então não devo jogar hoje à noite. Galera, quem puder divulgar a live aí nos grupos de Fortnite, nos grupos de Discord do Fortnite, tamo junto, cara. Vamos tentar trazer bastante pessoas aí pra fazer o sorteio do spray, ó. Vai rolar o sorteio do spray, galera.
Playing a lot of the online skirmish events.
Então só vamos.
He's a fantastic solo player. Looking to see how he performs here in
Bolt, Brave, Bartonologic.
Often see players bunkering up inside
Logic.
the buildings of Retail Row.
Retail Row.
You do have underneath Bartonologist.
Sério, pô, o cara ficou mirando na mulher aí.
Directly underneath them. Tfue, Cloack, like you said.
Tô ligado.
Hero and Bosswuji are moving into the
cara, olha quanta gente em Retail, velho.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 duplas em Retail, mano.
Excellent example.
Então, isso daí é um replay, galera, então não tem como saber se a galera tá em retail ou não, entende? Se tá no controle ou não. É bem difícil por causa que é controle. Que é controle, ó, porque é replay. Que isso, mano, olha isso. Olha quanta gente em retail, olha esse Johnson, cara. Cara, por que a parada do maluco tá se mexendo, mano? Tá tocando música ali dentro? Ó, esse tá no controle, na verdade. Dá pra saber sim, ó. Esse tá no controle, mano. Falei errado. Ó, esse não tá no controle. O Atlas, Magin ou Mitro. Vai rolar treta, hein? Vai rolar treta, hein? Vai rolar treta, hein? Vai se matar, filho! Se sou eu ali, tava morto. Vai rolar treta, hein? Aí entregou a paçoca. Boa, a dupla dele veio pra salvar ele, mano. Ia entregar a paçoca. O nariz chega primeiro, mano. O nariz sempre encosta. É verdade, galera. Eu falei bosta. Nossa, mano, olha quanta gente em retail, velho. Olha quanta gente em retail, galera. Muita gente usando esse triângulo pra poder... Sempre no meio da construção, cara. Pra poder editar e sair bem dos lugares. A galera tem usado muito esse triângulo, cara. Aí sim, família nariz dominando o mundo, isso aí, galera. Lembrando, tem 35 pessoas assistindo a live, mano. Vamos chegar a 30 likes aí, ó. Vamos ver se a gente chega a 30 likes aí, galera. Só pra ver se a gente consegue. It's kind of gone unless you're just not paying attention to what's going on. You can, as long as it's 3 stories or more underneath you when you jump, you can redeploy your glider at literally any height. Cara, olha quanta gente em retail e não tá tendo trocação. Um na casa de baixo, um ali onde era o posto de gasolina, que eles acabaram com o posto de gasolina. Limparam mesmo, filho. Tipo, eles limparam cada casa, olha isso. As casas... Nossa, que pompada que tomou na cara, hein, meu amigo? Eles limparam totalmente a casa, cara. Olha isso. Olha quanto shield, cara. 2 mini shield, 2 shieldão e um vira-vira, mano. Tfue sempre se sai muito bem no torneio de solo, sim, cara. Ô, Nicolas, ele ganhou 2, né, cara? Ele ganhou 2 torneios de solo, né, cara? Olha
Olha
essas edições, hein? Cara, lembrando que esse torneio é presencial, galera. Aí sim, chegamos a 30 likes, Kaique. Tamo junto. Aí, cara, lembrando que o torneio é presencial, galera. Olha, olha, olha. Cara, essa trocação tá franca, hein? Essa trocação tá franca, ó, tio. Os gnomos estão invadindo, os gnomos estão invadindo. Ó, controle, hein? O controle acaba de... Cara, 2 vira-viras. O controle acaba de finalizar, filho. Acaba de finalizar. Nossa, mano. Jogaram muito. Os dois são do controle, galera. Os dois são do controle, hein? Holy. Aí, ó, galera que não acredita na galera do controle aí, ó. Galera do controle joga pra caramba, filho. Galera do controle joga muito. Sim, mano. Exemplo o Ghost Aidan, né, cara? O Aidan joga demais no controle. Cara, olha como é que tá Reteio. Reteio tá simplesmente com quase todas as casas quebradas. Reteio tá praticamente com quase todas as casas quebradas, mano. Enquanto o outro time tá cheio de heal, e de shield, o outro time tá com 20, de 30 de vida, velho. É surreal. Cadê o Tfue? Tfue ainda não apareceu não, mano. Tfue apareceu só no início da partida. DBL, o Paulinho foi sem querer, joga demais. Sim, cara. O Paulinho também, tava na live dele esses dias, cara. O maluco é sensacional no controle, cara. Ah, isso que eu não gostei, ó. O High Ground perdeu o valor depois disso. Nossa! Que dosada, mano! 2 pampadas, mas jogou bem, mano. Jogou bem. Nossa, tomou 2. Pior que ele tomou de 12 nova, né, cara? Tomou uma e a outra 12 nova tomou em cheio. Nossa senhora, velho. Quem quiser ajudar com loots aí, galera, não esqueça, lembrando. Nossa, mano, isso é muito bom, essa granada de fumaça no final. Eu não gastaria agora no início. Cara, olha quanto material a galera tem. E tipo, meio que não saíram de reteio, velho. E fechou em reteio, mano. Ó, isso aí é controle, hein, galera. Controle, hein. É o Aidan? Não, parece o Aidan, mano. É o Aidan do PC, isso aí.
Ownership of these services is huge. Yep. When you're starting to build up around other teams, you see multiple teams, like you said, Tfue, Cloack still on the top.
He's got the heavy sniper as well. My gosh, we've seen what Tfue can do with this weapon.
Cara, ó o Tfue aí, ó. Mano, o Tfue sempre leva snipe no final, mano. Relaxa, Kaique, não se estresse, mano. Se não tem como, relaxa. Olha, mano, olha o Tfue. Olha aí, coisa linda. Matou o primeiro, mano. Vambora, Tfue, usa essa snipe do jeito que tu sabe, meu parceiro. Tá com 10 mini shield, 2 suco goop. Mostra que tu veio, irmão. Tu já ganhou 2 falsos Skirmsh, cara. Vamos ganhar mais um, mano. Você e o Cloack. Olha o monstro aí, galera. Olha o monstro aí, ó. Coisa linda do papai. Olha como é que sobe High Ground. Olha como é que sobe. Vambora. Não, aí tu se expôs. Se rila, vambora. Se rila aí, irmão. Não se exponha. Calma aí, Tfue. Olha o coração. Não se exponha, não tem necessidade. Tem muito jogo pela frente. Já tá na safe. Toma o suco goop, cara. Não fica guardando, velho. Não fica guardando. Ó. Não guarda, Tfue. Bota a câmera nele, irmão. O cara tá tomando tiro. Tira essa câmera daí, irmão. Holy! Porra, ele deixou os 10 mini shield pra trás, galera. Toma o suco goop, meu filho. Tira essa tela daí, caceta. Pô, tá no cara, irmão. Tira essa tela daí, isso. Pô, pelo amor de Deus. Tfue. Ah, Tfue pelo menos tomou pelo menos um suco goop. Pô, a câmera tá trolando, pô. Não pode trollar. Se trollar é GG. Ó o Cloack subindo, ó o Cloack subindo. Isso, não se exponha, não se exponha. Bota a parede, bota a parede. Isso. Agora vai começar a treta, hein? Agora vai começar a treta, rapaziada. Vambora, vambora. Agora vai começar a treta de verdade. Vamos, Cloack, vamos, Cloack. Bota a câmera no Tfue, meu Deus. O cara que é o dono da parada. Tira a câmera dele, bota a câmera no Tfue, que ódio! Ó, o Dramas, ó o Dramas. Vambora, vambora, vambora. Ó, tá todo mundo indo pra safe pra não... Ah, todo mundo valorizando a vida. Nossa, sumiu. Cara, agora vai começar a treta, mano. Olha isso, 36 vivos. Olha o tamanho da safe, irmão. 36 vivos, olha o tamanho da safe, brother. Vambora, vambora, Tfue. Essa é tua, meu parceiro. Não dá mole. Ih, se fechou. Se fechou, Mitro. De Mitro não tem nada. Vambora, vambora. Você ainda tem a fenda, meu parceiro. Vambora. Eita! Nossa senhora, foi explodido. Sumiu. Holy, já matou 5, Mitro, filho. Mano, o Mitro já matou 5, cara. Agora é só manter em cima. Manter em cima. Se você quiser, já ganhou ponto. Cara, olha isso, 777 pedras, 100 de coisa, ele tá muito bem de material, mano. O Mitro é rei do parquinho. Ó o Tfue, caiu o Tfue. Bota, trap, Tfue. Ah não, é o Cloack, mano. Pô, toda hora eles estão trocando de câmera, eu tô ficando maluco. Nossa, mano, eles estão trocando de câmera, eu tô ficando louco. Ó o Tfue aí, ó o Tfue aí, ó. Boa, Tfue, acaba com a vida dele, Tfue. Bora, bora, meu irmão, já matou 2. Faz teu nome tá aí, ó. Pra rolo. 12 vivos, mano. Não, o Cloack. Isso, boa. Finaliza, finaliza. Boa. Pelo menos eles já estão com 7 eliminações, galera. Não, 5 eliminações. Olha ele bugando a construção. Boa, Tfue, tá no high ground. Tá no high ground. Só manter, só manter. Tem 5 vivos. Tfue, é teu, hein. É teu, Tfue. Hashtag Tfue, galera. Hashtag, vamos botar energia pro Tfue, galera. Hashtag Tfue aí, rapaziada. Ó o Mitro, mano. 1x1, hein? Hashtag vamos mandar energia, galera. Vamos mandar energia pro Tfue, mano. 1x1x1, mano. 1x1x1. Hashtag Tfue, galera. Hashtag Tfue, mano. Bota lá em cima. Não. 1x1, hein? 1x1, galera. 1x1. Ah, mano, perdeu. Tfue, rapaziada. Tfue, mano. Meu irmão, tu é o cara, parceiro. Tu é o cara, irmão. Tu é o cara, brother. Não tem como. Bota aí, ó. Não tem como. Não tem como, Tfue. Você é o melhor jogador do mundo, irmão. Você é o melhor jogador de Fortnite do mundo. Não tem como. Não tem como. Tfue é isso aí, rapaziada. Meu amigo, pega essa, irmão. Não tem como, não tem como. Tfue é o melhor jogador de Fortnite do mundo. Tá aí, ó, tá aí, ó. Quem é ninja perto do Tfue, mano? Pelo amor de Deus. Olha o que esse cara tá fazendo, mano. Olha o que esse cara tá fazendo, irmão.
And now you got to think, how many points did they just earn? Did they wind up getting a full 6?
Aí, ó, geral spamando coração pro Tfue aí, mano. Vamos spamar coração pro Tfue, velho.
Brilliant start from them.
Que esse cara tá jogando, brother?
Hopefully we can get those stats back as fast as possible.
Ó, Dr. Lupe aí.
That's a handful of points early. First game.
Irmão, que esse cara está jogando, brother?
A lot of players count on them.
Não tem como, galera. Vamos spamar coração aí, ó. Hashtag coração Tfue, mano. Hashtag Tfue. Coração, irmão.
Whoever they're engaging, the heavy snipe as a way just to
melhor
take
jogador do mundo atualmente é o Tfue. Não tem como. Galera, tem 49 pessoas assistindo. Vamos deixar aí, cara, o like pra gente bater o recorde de like. Vamos chegar a 40 likes, tem 35, mano. Se você tiver gostando da live, dá essa moral. A NASA deveria pesquisar esse cara, mano. Que não, o que, boy? O cara já ganhou 2 falsos Skirmsh, irmão. 2 solo. O cara acabou na primeira partida, o cara já ganha.
They play what, 4 games here? A victory royale and one.
Ô, Dark, eu não tô criticando. É diferente. Uma coisa é você falar assim, ah, o Ninja é ruim, não sei o quê. O Ninja é um ótimo streamer. Só que as pessoas evoluem, saca, mano? O Tfue evoluiu para um estágio acima do Ninja. O Ninja é um ótimo streamer, ele é um ótimo jogador for fun, saca? O Tfue, cara, tanto que ele venera as skins. O Tfue tá sempre jogando skin, mano. Toda skin ele tá jogando, tá treinando muito. E, pô, o cara tá ganhando tudo, entendeu? Não é crítica. Não é crítica. É a realidade atualmente. Tem mais 5 jogos ainda, pô. Lembrando que não é crítica, galera. É a realidade no momento. Eu tô querendo entender quantos ele matou, mano. Vamos bater 40 likes aí, galera. Só falta um like pra bater 40 likes. Vamos bater 40 likes aí, mano. Lembrando que se bater 100 pessoas ou 150 pessoas, eu vou fazer o sorteio do spray que eu ganhei na BGS, tá, galera? Então vai rolar sorteio do spray que eu ganhei na BGS. Tá aqui, ó, o spray.
Just remember too, if they had gotten to 7 eliminations, every elimination.
Sim, cara, o Tfue, cara, ele ganhou 2 campeonatos. Isso não é qualquer um que acontece. Tipo, 2 campeonatos, mano. Cara, olha que maneiro, cara. Nossa, eu queria estar ali só fotografando, velho. Queria estar ali só pra fotografar. Tfue é 3.000 vezes melhor que o Ninja. O Ninja é famoso, você não... Cara, o Ninja é famoso pelas lives dele serem muito boas, saca? A live do Ninja é muito boa, cara. O cara entrosa, o cara joga bem com a for fun. Só que, tipo assim, e ele é um pro player, né, galera? E, tipo, ele é carismático. O Tfue, ele já não é muito voltado a essa área. Vamos botar assim. Sim, cara, sim. Não tem como. O cara tem jogado muito atualmente, cara. A minha torcida tá muito virada pra ele. Tanto que aí a thumb é dele, né, cara? A thumb é dele. Nossa, mano, tô muito feliz que o Tfue ganhou a primeira partida, galera. O Pot tá jogando? Eu acho que sim, cara. Eu não vi.
It is too
bad. Eu vou ter que ver ele agora.
Picked up the first pennant for the losing team currently, Jack, but it's okay. We all make mistakes.
That's just not right.
You see here the crowd starting to build up to the first day of TwitchCon. If you're here at TwitchCon, do yourself a favor. Come down to the South Hall here
cara,
in
os
San
caras
Jose.
estão jogando demais. Pode ter certeza, cara, eles vão cair sempre lá na favelinha.
The holes are just opening. Everyone's still taking.
O Nick 30 também joga muito, cara. Joga muito sem comparação também. É porque o Fortnite não tem como comparar, galera. É uma parada bem pessoal, mas atualmente, pelos resultados, os resultados o Tfue tá mostrando absurdos, cara. E quem puder mandar loot, galera, manda loot. Loot é muito importante aí pro crescimento, se você quiser ajudar com a live financeiramente, enquanto eu não tenho moderação. Olha aí, ó, no início da partida. Olha o Cloack aí, ó. O Cloack levou o primeiro E levou o
being able
segundo,
to
ó.
adjust
No início
your
da
own
partida, a
gameplay
galera que
style
tava falando que
to the
ele
new
é
things that are
carregado.
introduced with each update.
Gus, no
And
Brasil,
we've
quem é o
seen this
melhor
in the
jogador
past.
pra você?
Fortnite is
Cara, eu não tenho
always
como dizer
evolving,
qual é o
it's
melhor
always
jogador
changing.
porque ainda não tem
You have
campeonato,
to be able
igual o que
to-
tá
to-
acontecendo, entendeu?
To dig into that.
Eu
You have
posso
to be
dizer
able
qual é
to
o melhor
incorporate it into
time,
your
que é o
gameplay.
meu, da
And these guys
BRC.
are doing it every single time.
Just looking back at some of the replays.
Mas
you
o
get
melhor
ready for
jogador
game
é
number
difícil
2.
porque
As these
ainda não
games
tá
go
tendo
on,
time.
it
Tem muita
begins
gente que
to
não faz live
force
e se
certain
sai
players
bem.
to adjust
É
how they
diferente
play.
dos
Remember,
campeonatos
there's,
que
what,
tá
50
acontecendo ali
participating
agora,
right
né,
now.
mano?
The top
E,
12
tipo,
wind up making it into that Sunday heat. There's no redos.
o
They
Tfue
don't
tá
get to
mostrando
get past the
resultado.
line. This is their
Ainda não
one
tem
shot.
campeonato pra galera
So,
poder mandar
you know, they travel out here
mostrar
to Twitch, they've
resultado.
got to show up big
Mas,
time.
pô, a galera que tem jogado
As this
muito
goes on,
ultimamente,
maybe
tem
has
mostrado
zero points
muito o
or
jogo,
just on the
é
outside
o
looking
Tony,
on
o
it, potentially
Pulga,
trying to
o
secure a spot.
Barbosa, o Far, o
Their
HR
hand is forced
KZ,
to
o
land at maybe a more
Tissuzinho,
populated
que
area,
tem ganhado os
play for more wins
campeonatos,
earlier
entendeu?
on, try to play more
Então,
mature
essa
style
galera
of
tá
game.
mostrando o game,
That was
tá
just game
jogando as
number one.
screens,
Expect
a
to
galera
see
que
a lot
faz
of these
live,
teams
que eu
change up how they
conheço,
approach these games moving forward.
entendeu?
A big
Tô
takeaway
falando
too
da
is
galera
that because the
que faz
design
live.
of the point system in here
Tem
and
o PH
that big
também, o
bonus
PH
you
joga
go for
muito
7+
também,
eliminations.
cara.
Once you
Então,
start
tipo
breaking that,
assim,
you just stack
só vamos
right up
saber
every single
mesmo
time.
quando
These
começar
players
os
maybe
campeonatos
only
do
need
BR e
one
os
game
BR
to push
começar a
themselves in the
participar,
grand
velho.
finals on Sunday. So it's not
Se eu vou jogar com o Tony,
bad
cara,
game.
provavelmente
That's
não,
not it. It's not
porque
like your story is done.
Yep.
eu
If
ainda
you
não
come
tenho
back,
uma amizade
these
próxima
duo
com
teams, they know
ele.
that. They know that.
E eu acho
Beautiful
que
look at the setup
agora
there.
não vai
What
rolar,
an
entendeu?
experience it is. I'm sure
Eu ainda não
many
tenho uma
people
amizade
watching at
próxima
home
com
would
ele
love to be able
pra
to play
poder
in one of these
pedir pra
environments.
jogar, a não ser que ele me
Everyone here
chame
at
pra jogar
TwitchCon,
algum dia,
obviously, an
entendeu?
awesome setup.
Mas
You've
eu
got
não
the
vou
crowd
pedir,
chilling
né?
out,
Então,
players who are
eu acho que
participating
no
in the other
momento
heat
agora
2,
não.
Heat 3, Heat 4.
Mas eu sou fotógrafo
You know,
do time
bouncing
da
off the venue,
BRC,
watching
tenho
live.
contato de
Oh, wow.
amizade, tipo
That
assim,
guy checking his eyebrows,
de
making
conhecimento,
sure
That was
entendeu?
really impressive.
Yeah, that
Que ele
was-
passou a BRC comigo.
A lot of great people here in the
O
crowd.
melhor
If you ever
jogador é
make
o
it rain
Pua,
winners
cara.
again, make it
Joga
rain.
muito bem.
I wound up,
Ô, Nicolas, então,
getting
é
it up on again,
difícil
just
você
express
falar
it again.
quem é o melhor,
Super
cara, no
Evan
momento,
and
porque não tá
Gottlieb, I
tendo
believe.
campeonato, não
There you
tem
go.
gente mostrando
Total
resultado.
limbs during that window, during the
Entendeu? É
Make It Rain.
diferente, mano.
Prizing one,
Gostava de ver o Fal e o PH por causa deles, que
Congratulations on
comecei a
that window
jogar.
too.
É isso aí,
insane.
mano. Cada um tem o seu preferido, entendeu?
Yeah.
Mas eu não tenho como falar quem é o melhor, igual eu tô falando do Tfue, porque o Tfue tá mostrando resultado. A parada é mostrar resultado, galera.
With the most eliminations during the third and fourth circle, if
Não
no
só
eliminations
por
occur during that
fanboy,
time,
por ser
the
fã
prize
e
rolls
tal.
over into the next
Para
match.
demonstrar resultado.
Obviously, we're gonna go back and reset with the $10,000.
Pô, mano, vieram com esse
Any
zumbi aí, mano.
unclaimed,
Tinha que ter vindo
prize
com a
that rolls over to the
zumbizinha,
grand
mano.
final. So
A zumbizinha
it's one of those things
que...
where, let's say no
Que é
one
top.
winds up earning any of this money in these
Tá
heats.
rolando o campeonato,
You could see
Alciné.
us stack it up in the grand
Campeonato
final.
do Fall
Massive make it
Skirmsh,
rain
mano.
bonus in the grand finals, which
I wouldn't be
Galera, eu vou dar
I
uma
feel like at
urinada
that
muito
point, when
rápida
the players
porque
know
beber uma
that
água,
that
vou pegar
bonus
uma
was
água
that
porque minha boca tá
strong,
ficando
that
seca.
big, you're gonna see people go out of their way to secure that. You'll see people
Já
change the place
volto,
out entirely,
Yep.
especially in a competitive setting where people are often building
Ah,
up,
na screen do
securing
destrói
their
também, mano.
little
Mas o problema é os
bases. You'll
campeonatos.
see people push out
Campeonato que
and
vale.
maybe get a little aggressive.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe start shooting at other teams a little more
As
often.
skins a galera
I
não dá o
love seeing more of the
sangue de
elimination
verdade,
bonuses coming
entendeu?
out into play because
Dá o
it
sangue
just
mais ou
forces
menos, dá o
players to
sangue
get a
de
little bit more
verdade.
aggressive, forces players to seek this action.
Fizeram o
Anytime
Tfue
I'm
versão
playing
zumbi, mano. É
I gotta go with
verdade.
one mindset. We are going for a limbs. I'm not really focusing too much on actual placing.
I'm gonna be honest, Jack. If that make it rain bonus hits 100,000, let's say,
I'm going to
I
participate.
would throw myself at teams for that. I
There's-
would.
Yeah. It changes, you know, how you look at it, where it's like, hey, the total prize money for this weekend is, you know, first place is $400,000. But if we get the most limbs in this game right now between the zones 3 and 4, and we win 50K, 100K, I'm risking it, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
going for it.
Absolutely.
Any
Every single time.
movement I see on the map, any one by one, I'm just sprinting into it. That's all I'm doing. As again, we appreciate your patience as we get ready for game number 2. Want to make sure all players are sorted on out. Other big names here this weekend. We're obviously looking out for the Liquid Boys. You know who's coming out from there. Ghost, one of the great Fortnite organizations involved. We've seen a lot of top players from them. Some heavy hitter names in play, and then obviously the Stream Invitational on Sunday. You and I will be participating. A lot of fantastic streamers and content creators will be involved as well. There's a bush walking around in the crowd.
I don't see anything, Jack.
My bad, yeah.
It's a potted plant, I think.
Yeah. Look at the mobility on that thing. It's brilliantly done.
One of the stories I look forward to seeing over the course of the heats and hopefully the grand finals, assuming that they play well enough, is we saw at PAX, Aiden and Nick Merckx were fierce opponents, and I heard rumor that they're teaming.
Yeah, no,
Here at
it's not
TwitchCon.
rumor, it's true. through.
That
You can't beat them, join them.
The coming together of two absolute, they're slayers. We've seen what they've done even against each other in Tilted Towers. Both controller players, arguably some of the best, if not the best in the world. And they're expect some ridiculousness.
And cara, eu quero que a Zumbi venha, tá,
Good luck. There's been a lot of updates too to
Manda salve, DT3.
since that event in regards to
Vocês são muito bobos,
lineup now setting. You can have different sensitivities for when you're.
Galera, quem tiver gostando da live aí, mano, manda um coraçãozinho só pra ver se vocês estão gostando de verdade aí. Feedback, o que poderia melhorar.
Don't count them out, man. I'm excited. Yeah, we have a sheet here with all like the players involved who you should look out for.
Vamos usar esse tempo do intervalo pra divulgar aí a live nos grupos de Fortnite, mano. No Facebook. Quem puder, óbvio.
Nick's Towers.
Só pra dar uma força, vir mais gente, ter mais comentário na live.
For Nick's pride, let's not bring up what the result of those engagements was.
Ó, o Dark Velo, tamo junto, mano.
We don't have to keep harping on it. People remember as again getting ready now for game number 2 to get underway.
Juntasso, galera.
You know, I see.
Fico muito feliz que vocês estão gostando da live, cara.
Here
Tentando fazer o melhor aí pra vocês, mano.
The prize money on the line. If we have a moment, maybe bring this back up. Remind people at home just how much this weekend can mean.
A substantial
It's the culmination of 5 weeks of competition to this point.
Tentando fazer o melhor.
You know, LAN environment, everyone participating here. Here it is again, $400,000 for first. This is the prizing for Sunday. So these teams
Olha isso, $400 mil, mano.
But if they do, they automatically
255 mil, 165 mil terceiro. Mano, até o 50 ganha $10 mil. Ou seja, cara, tem 50 pessoas que vão ganhar e 50 pessoas não vão ganhar. Então, tipo, nossa, velho. Por que não um campeonato desse aqui no BR, velho? Por quê?
By I think about 700 points. Which club is last place right now?
Por que não um campeonato desse no BR?
That is too bad.
Yep. Sorry, man. Keep rubbing it in, but you know, I'm confident in every Lucky Llamas player to just win. We'll get far as the club if we just don't lose this weekend. That's everyone at the top is Lucky Llamas. Those two right there want to spoil it. Wait, aren't they Bush Bandits?
Como é esse camp?
I don't believe so. I think they're Rift Raiders.
Vou botar as regras aqui, galera, pra vocês entenderem. Quer dizer, ia botar, que agora vai começar. Vamos que vamos, rapaziada. Vamos começar, vamos pro time.
The battle bus is launched, folks. We're getting into game number 2. Here it is.
Vamos que vamos. Hashtag tem Tfue aí, rapaziada. Quem estiver torcendo pro Tfue ou pra galera que você esteja torcendo. Hashtag tem Tfue. Ou pra pessoa que você esteja torcendo. Ah, qual é o jogo que tá de brincadeira, né? Pelo amor de Deus. Aí tá estrolando tudo. Vamos pro game. Tá jogando PUBG, mano. O jogo é PUBG. Você vai jogar, Gus? Cara, hoje eu vou comentar o campeonato. Vou ficar de comentarista no campeonato. Não vou jogar hoje.
Down in the water underneath the small, you can see the little icon there.
Yep. So one llama up by Lazy.
Tfue provavelmente indo pra favelinha dele. Duas duplas indo
in the lake and then one by DC Divot. So it's absolutely awesome.
Altina, Frost.
Baby Castle up top, Magic Tina. And on one of the top of the pillars.
Uma dupla só caiu ali em... Foi uma dupla só que caiu ali?
Four builds available for Devious and Frosty. Trying to shoot into the top of the window there with the grappler.
Errou feio, errou rude.
The grappler is my favorite item in Fortnite.
Eita, tem duas duplas aí no castelo, hein? Duas duplas no castelo, mano.
These competitive maps, right, are that you need to not hesitate at all when you make plays, and the grappler lets you just immediately close the gap. Get aggressive when you have the slightest advantage.
Ah, partida? É o campeonato, mano. É a segunda partida. Essa é a segunda partida de hoje. Vamos que vamos. Eita, a trocação começou, hein? Eita, já tá de 12 pesada, porém só tá de 12. Então o time dele é o Frost, o Devil, que é o biscoitão, e a skin do passe.
Only because I'm assuming the material count is so
low. Altina Bad pegando material.
directly on top of each other.
Os dois estão na... Meio que o Biscoitão e a outra estão na vantagem por ele ter coisa. Nossa, não para de tomar... Cara, essa 12 é de longe, tem hora que dá 7 de dano, tem hora que dá 20, vai entender. Frost tá no high ground. O bom é que eles podem pular daí e sair, né, cara? Que agora tem o modo planador, essa doença do modo planador. Cara, essa skin do Biscoitão, mano, se ela voltar pra loja eu vou comprar certeza. É a única que eu me arrependi de não ter comprado na época. E a zumbizinha que não volta também. Ó, o Mad deixou o Tina sozinho, cara. Ah, pô. Que dupla é essa que deixa seu duo sozinho, velho? Pelo amor de Deus, né? Eita, ele tirou a pump pra pegar a shot, hein? Ele trocou a shotgun pela pump, hein? Quer dizer, a pump pela shotgun. Olha isso, mano. Que dupla é essa, velho? Que deixa seu duo ali sozinho, cara. Que gameplay é essa? Que teamplay é essa? Deixa de ser... Pô, pelo amor de Deus, mano. Tá estrolando tudo.
That was actually beautifully done. That's the communication again.
Ah.
You see, I'm grappling, I'm going and flying on in. Look at this. Good luck reacting to that.
Nada.
Absolutely gone.
112, velho, de shotgun. Merece morrer agora.
There's no builds left, it appears.
Just trying to cover herself up every chance she gets.
Merecido perder. Merecido ter morrido agora.
But that's tough. A 2v1 where both players are getting aggressive from different angles too. You had one from above and the adjacent side, same elevation, just both of them trying to push in simultaneously. There's kind of no way out of that.
Now, over towards Risky Reels, we saw Vic Vicious.
Cara, nessa situação eu estaria pegando um material. Que a safe já vai começar a fechar. 20 segundos pra a safe fechar. Eles não têm... Eles não têm armas direito. Armamento, tá com a shotgun branca. Uma M4 verde e um canhão de mão.
Opening fight, it's obviously risky, but you get two limbs right away. Now you just need to basically third party one more. Puts you in a great spot to basically secure 1 point.
Isso de ligar o ventilador, mano.
Here in the Wailing Woods. A lot of resource here, especially in competitive games. Vic Vicious and Cookie Monster already sitting on a decent amount for basically the starter kit of building your base, but they're going to have to that they can. Every material possible. That's why we saw earlier teams literally knocking out the edge of walls that are
fugiu que sabe. Tem 8.000 V-Bucks. Aí tirou onda, pô. Quero ver botar minha tag de apoiador lá, ó. Gus TV TSU. Quero ver botar minha tag de apoiador lá, ó. Ter 8.000 de V-Bucks é mole. Quero ver botar minha tag de apoiador. Boa. Edição. Isso aí, mano. High Ground. Vamos pro High Ground. Agora tá todo mundo brigando no High Ground. Todo mundo brigando no high ground. Todo mundo brigando no high ground. Olha lá, todo mundo não morre mais de queda. Aí, a skin que é a minha skin preferida aí, ó. Essa aí, pai. A Patife. A skin que eu mais gosto. Ó, esse é do controle, hein? Esse é do controle, hein? Haifa e time.
There's no worse feeling in Fortnite than that. Because 90% of Fortnite skill comes in the building, in my opinion.
Você até pode planar, mas não toma tiro no alto também.
Good luck. So I'll say, oh, this area completely untouched with the loot. One chest open. A second one there as well.
One chest open. Mini shields.
Still a couple bandages. Not sure. Tinny doesn't look like he's at 75 HP just yet, so some bandage here. There might be.
Ô, Tinny, tem que se healar. Teu amigo tem bandagem aí, ó.
I mean, is 100. Guys trying to move up top.
Agora foi lá pra
Lucky landing, the very south edge of the map.
Nós dá jeito.
We got multiple players just below.
3 teams.
Yeah.
Mitch going down to the bottom of that tower there.
Chala TV.
Sick. Just bouncing around.
That heavy snipe.
Aí, é zumbizinha que eu quero. Aí, coisa linda que eu quero.
And when that happens, it lets you just drop on and catch your opponent off guard. Maybe they don't get a wall place in time. It's something that hey, I've got this wall's protected.
Aí,
If
acho
someone
que eu
starts spraying
quero.
it,
Tfue tá
they can
vivo,
go
ainda
for
não,
time,
não
right?
apareceu,
You see
cara.
right there,
Não
they
sei
just
se ele
did
tá
it.
vivo.
Shoots the heavy sniper at the wall and then immediately gets shield tags. I think we're gonna see it again. Here it is.
Sinceramente, eu não sei se ele tá vivo.
Gonna knock that floor out. There it is.
Oh, that quick build just barely.
Eu não gosto da renegada, não.
Enough to stop the other. The edits, the battle now as players are spraying from either side. Looking
Essa trocação aí, ó. Cloack TV, mano. Cloack TV acaba de ser eliminado. Oh my gosh, Ness. Acaba de finalizar, irmão. Evaporado. 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 Vambora, vambora. Tem vira-vira, tá tranquilinho. Essa que é a renegada?
77 players still left.
Toma seus mines. Mines.
Cookie Monster.
Tem pro pai também.
Ah,
não fala esse nome daqui não, que esse nome aí dá azar aqui, mano. Esse nome aí dá azar.
Tower there. A lot of teams taking an opportunity to heal before. They have a minute and 10 before the storm moves. Now's the time, especially if you're not getting third party pushed by anybody.
Tem ranço, tem ranço.
Top off in any way that you can. Now they know, like you said.
Boa, granada. Cadê o modo replay pra eu ver qual é a outra time que tá ali, mano?
Delayed explosion to drop the walls, free fire as much as they can, and with metal being used to build, it's almost like big.
Só tem 4 balas. Aí, aí, ó. A snipada aí, ó. Você acha mesmo que você vai coisar? Claro que você não vai levantar, pô. Agora tem modo clonador, filho. Cadê a trap que não tem? Cadê a trap que não tem? Evaporado, meu parceiro. Evaporado. Vai pra casa.
And that was what, probably 150 plus damage from that range?
At that range, yeah.
Eu acho que os times mais fortes do Brasil é a BRC e a Tfue, sim, mano. São os mais fortes. Pra mim, também, na minha opinião, são as duas, mano. O time do Tfue e o time do HRK, o time do Tfue, mano, tá muito forte, velho. Muito forte mesmo. Os moleques estão jogando demais.
They had, I think, 1 wood and 5 bricks, so down to just the last 200 mats. That could have spelled disaster.
A BD praticamente acabou, né? Então não tem nem BD pra trocar agora. E eles também nunca jogaram screen. Mano, foi eu que comprei, nem sei quem foi. Dopá também joga. Que? Derrubou a dupla dele, maluco tremendo, dá pra ver a tela dele.
5, 6 teams have to push past Salty. You're going to see a lot of players.
Cara, cadê o Tfue? Será que o Tfue tá jogando essa partida?
Going for elimination and engaging a fight, or just bypassing fighting and pushing into the zone is a smarter play.
Você joga o PH ainda?
Deciding which fights to pass.
Cara, não sei. Falaram que sim. Ah, mano, a live caiu.
They're saying, okay, let's go. Case it and company had to back on up. Still not safe though, and again, 25 seconds away from make it rain. $10,000 more up for grabs for the team that gets the most eliminations in zones 3 and 4.
Now, last game, 8 eliminations was the count that determined who won that $10,000 make it rain bonus. But depending on the circle placement and how these players are playing over the course of their heat, 8 eliminations might not be what's required in this next one. It all depends on play styles. You're gonna see some grenades coming in, and there it is. The very beginning, Flame actually getting the double elim on Vertex and Frosty.
É o OBS, galera, trollando, não sou eu não.
I'm wondering, did those 2 elims that just happened, were they in Make It Rain or not? Were they in Make It Rain or not? We'll have to wait for the official word on that, but either way, Make It Rain bonus has begun. The team with the most eliminations during this time, between the 3rd and 4th circle,
OBS que tá trollando, rapaziada.
will wind up winning the $10,000 if there are 2 teams tied, or if no one gets an elim.
Eita porra, isso aí não fui eu não, hein, galera. Isso aí é a live deles.
Okay. We just want to show you the glider.
Beautiful glider. Case and Cowboy looking to their west right there, trying to see that edit and replace.
Pô, Sku, o presencial tá muito maneiro, mano. Ô, Sku, dá uma ajuda na live aí, mano. Eu acho a BRC o time mais forte. Eu também acho, ô Lucas. O Team Oni e o time da BRC estão muito fortes, cara. Muito fortes os dois. Quem puder divulgar a live aí, galera, dá uma divulgada na live. Chama a galera aí pra poder vir assistir. Vai rolar sorteio se bater 100 pessoas. Vai rolar o sorteio, ó. Travou de novo, não é possível. Só dá F5, mano. Agora não travou não, o OBS tá normal, galera. Não, suave, Dieguinho. Dá nada, mano.
Some of these games just because positioning can be tough, depending on circle rotation. Now fighting out the storm here. Majin goes down.
Mano, esse time do Mito também tá muito...
There's no way they're gonna try to res. No way.
Storm, it's a very long distance rotation.
Cara, ele tem fogueira. Foda que se ele usar...
Oh, but they're still down. And that,
Que foi isso, mano?
Tapped escape there to bring up the scoreboard. 4 limbs in total. That was not enough to secure another point.
Que foi isso, rapaziada?
Might be all it takes, just depending on the placement relative to the other teams.
Well, they already had points from last game too.
Exactly.
If you remember, so they're
Que
still fantastic.
bala, meu amigo. Galera que tá chegando na live agora, mano, deixa o likezão aí, só pra ver se a gente bate aí o recorde de like da live.
You see, that was Mountain.
Deixa um like bolado aí, mano. Dá essa ajuda aí pro garotão aqui.
Getting built when you're facing him and you're like, okay, this person, they're above bot level. Is that the nice way to say it?
Nossa, mano, que bala!
You said it, not me. Let the record show.
Cara, olha quanta gente ele ia ser fechando, mano.
The floors as they're building, whether they have a height advantage over somebody and they're trying to build it in the zone. They'll put the a flat surface and then a pyramid.
Cara, eu tô achando que o OBS quando eu boto pra gravar, iniciar a gravação, ela começa a dar queda. E aí eu não sei, acho que eu vou ter que atualizar o OBS, eu acho. Porque toda vez que eu coloco pra poder gravar a partida, dá ruim.
2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining on the Make It Rain bonus.
Não vou botar mais pra gravar não, senão vai dar ruim. Vou atualizar depois, se tiver atualização.
There you go. Now they found their way out of their own build.
Tunneled themselves in a bit.
Cara, olha quanto material esse cara tem, velho.
Northeast, they're moving in, just trying to build a little bit of a tunnel, anything for cover from above, because you never know who might be watching. They're inside the safe zone now, so they're gonna do. This is super common.
Grava com o Showplay, é melhor. Eu não sei nem que aplicativo é esse, Samin. Mais um loot, aí é God, mano. A galera que tá mandando loot, muito obrigado, mano. Você que tá mandando loot, você é God, cara. Você não sabe como você me ajuda.
Ninja countless times in the skirmishes. Him and his teammate, one goes to shoot a rocket out, the other goes to edit the window. They wind up just hitting themselves.
É, de GeForce. O que tu tá falando, João? Tu fala umas palavras muito aleatórias.
Hey, it's because how fast those edits are.
Cara, olha o tamanho da safe. Olha quanta gente viva, mano. Tá chegando pro final da partida. Já tem 2 dentro da safe. Eu não sei. Cara, o replay não dá pra saber se tem mais gente dentro da safe. Ele não mostra. Salve, Gustavo Cruz. Seja bem-vindo à live, irmão. Quem estiver gostando, o Shadowplay é o da GeForce que paga. Ah, tá. Entendi. Foi mal, mano. Não tinha compreendido o que você tinha falado. Me desculpa. Muito obrigado a galera que tá mandando loot. Tamo junto, galera.
Studios gets a knock. Devious from Soar, who we watched earlier.
Me desculpa, João. Galera que estiver gostando da live, mano, deixa aquele like, vamos bater o recorde de like aí. Cara, o Tfue não apareceu, mano. Será que ele morreu já no início da partida? Não sei, tô em busca dele também, cara. Quero amar mais esse cara. Tá jogando demais, já ganhou o primeiro. Aí ele Tfue aí, ó. Fala no Deus! Fala no Deus! Fala no Deus que eu te levanto aqui, irmão. Fala no Deus que eu te... Porra, é um Deus. Vai, joga essa bazuca lá dentro, joga essa bazuca lá dentro. Boa, boa, Tfue.
Tfue with the knock, this would put him at 3, which would automatically be a point.
Tfue, pega essa bazuca, Tfue. Pega essa bazuca aí e acaba com a vida dele, irmão.
No! The trade there, as I can tell you, Kaysen is so...
Oh Deus, oh Deus, oh Deus aí, ó. Deus do Fortnite. Vai atrás, Tfue, vai atrás, Tfue. Acaba com... Ah, não. Se rila, se fecha. Faz teu jogo, irmão. Não se desespera, você é bom.
Smelt it, or dealt it, and blew.
Não tem.
So that looks like a quick elimination there from the stink grenade.
Aí tá trolando, o Cloack tá trolando.
You pointed out earlier, Tfue sitting on 3 of his own. Cloack has 2.
Cadê, mano? Cadê os mini shields? Vai, Cloack, dá os mini shields pra ele. Isso, muito bom, garoto. Vamos fazer a play. Tudo sob controle. Vamos, já matou 3, o Cloack já matou quanto, mano? O Cloack já matou quanto? O Cloack já matou 2, então eles já mataram 5, já fizeram 2 pontos. Se eles matarem mais 2, eles fazem 3 pontos, ou seja, já estão garantindo 3 pontos aí. Se eles matarem mais 2. Se eles matarem mais 2, é 3 pontinhos aí, mano. O time da Ghost acaba de ser eliminado. Ghost Kaion. Korean Just Selling. Ghost Kaion acaba de ser finalizado. Brampai também acaba de ser finalizado. Vamos ver aqui. Tem que olhar os nomezinhos ali embaixo pra ver se tem alguém matando quem, mano. Ó, o biscoitão aí, ó. Já matou 3 também, filho. Ainda no High Ground, mano. High Ground. Devs acaba de eliminar mais um, mas ele não foi a eliminação dele, ele só eliminou mesmo. Cruz, o melhor narrador. Que isso, mano? Sou o único, pô. Biscoitão, Tony. É, pode ser que sim, ele gosta dessa skin, eu não sei. Cara, deve estar doido pra pegar aquele material ali, hein? Desculpa, sou analfabeto. Aí trollou, Foss. Cadê o Tfue? Cadê o Tfue nessa brincadeira aí? Ó o Tfue aí, ó. Tfue, só se fechar, mano. Farta o jogo, irmão. Cara, olha o tamanho da safe, velho. 30 vivos. É só se manter, cara. Gostoso, que isso, rapaz. Nossa, mano, olha quanto... Não. Pula daí. Bota no Tfue, cara. Não quero ver esses caras não, irmão. Ó, o Tfue caiu aí do lado, hein. Eu vi. Sou fanboy dele mesmo, pode falar o que quiser. Ah, tá. Olha o da FPS. Da FPS também estão sempre ficando no final, mano. Sempre fazendo uma pontuação boa. Olha, indo pra safe, fechando o Johnson. Já tem... Ó, o Tfue já tá dentro da safe. O Tfue tá muito ferrado, cara. Eu acho que essa aí ele não ganha, não. A não ser que ele consiga matar um e pegar healing, mano. O problema é que tá os dois sem healing, velho. Essa aí ele não ganha, não, eu acho. Também não pode se duvidar do God, né, mano? O problema é que ele tá sem healing, galera. Olha lá, se ele tomar um tiro já era. Tá muito ruim, tá muito difícil a situação dele, cara. Tem 24 vivos, olha isso, mano. Ó, ele vai morrer agora, olha lá. Tem 24 vivos, a não ser que ele pegue um na boa. Tfue não para de subir, o material dele vai acabar, velho. Ó, o Cloack acaba de ser finalizado.
Tfue all by himself, potentially the very top of the map right now.
Ele não tem material, saca?
That's why he's not building the pyramids in that moment too. He's worried.
Se o cara levantar, dá um tiro nele já era. Puxão de cabelo, mano. Um puxão de cabelo já era. Ele só precisa finalizar mais 2, cara. Boa, Tfue! Boa, mano. Ele só precisa finalizar mais 2, mais um, mano. Ele já faz 3 pontos. A intenção é ele finalizar mais um. Se ele finalizar mais um, ele já ganha mais 3 pontos, cara. Que balinha, meu parceiro. Oh my god, mano.
Already to his name. 7 players left.
Moving on in, you see Left Eye and Geber playing at mid-ground level. They got players above.
O problema é que ele tá sem material. Agora o bom é que não morre de queda, então tá bem suave. Ele ficar no high ground é bem tranquilo. Só que o problema é que ele não tem heal, né? Ele tem que ir pra cima, velho. A safe vai fechar.
Potentially either stay alive and just hope people forget about him up top.
I don't know if you noticed, but Tfue's actually
puxão de cabelo no Tfue já era, velho.
He doesn't have anything left to build with.
Boa.
He has to.
Pelo menos ele vai ficar em segundo, mano.
And they're doing that. Maybe they don't realize he's up there. 4 left.
Meu Deus. Meu Deus! Meu Deus! Meu Deus!
No, there's no way. This can't happen.
O que esse cara é, velho? Ele não é normal, mano.
He's trying to break on down. The zone is moving. Tfue spraying down on the hero.
Esse cara não é normal, velho.
He's still looking for it. He's going to try to pop this heal as he's moving with the zone. It's going to do way too much damage.
Oh my God!
There's no way.
Não, mano, ele ganhou de novo, velho.
His ability to stay alive just wasn't enough.
Que?
He did that all with 19 HP.
Mano, se ele tivesse pego aquele heal full, velho. Nossa, foi 1 segundo, mano. Pô, ele ficou em segundo, cara. Caralho, foi 1 segundo, velho. 1 segundo. O cara ia ganhar a segunda partida seguida, velho. Com 19 de life, mano. Nossa senhora, meu coração não aguenta, velho. Assim tu mata eu, Tfue. Que isso, cara. Cara, foi, mano, 1 segundo. Olha lá, 1 segundo. Olha isso. Foi 1 segundo, não deu pra esse lá, ó. Ah, não, o outro... Ah, mano, que isso.
Who got second and who got third? They like dropped at the same moment. I can't tell.
O cara tava dentro da safe ainda,
velho.
Esse maluco também joga muito, mano.
The pop-off, we probably need a new headset there as that might be broken, but either way, the relief, again, top 12 teams making Sunday and wind up playing for that huge amount of prize money on the line there.
Jogou demais.
Interview from these players here momentarily.
Vamos parabenizar a galera que jogou bem, mano.
Through Heat 1 so far. It seems like Tfue and Cloack proving that they are the real deal.
A lot of heads up play and literally.
Mas é de dar cardíaco. Fala tu, galera.
They have, even if it's basically nothing.
Yeah.
Você que tá gostando dessa transmissão aí, mano. Deixa eu ajeitar a câmera aqui.
They brought them up here. I think these are available for people live in the venue to go and just get.
Você.
Oh, everyone's holding
Você
up.
Em cima.
Yo, which club are you repping out there?
Da transmissão. Se você tiver gostando, acerta essa aí direito, mano. Ah lá, manda coração se você estiver gostando, irmão. Hashtag aí, ó. Hashtag coração aí, ó. Se você estiver gostando, irmão.
Go to Noms, have a churro.
Manda aí, ó. Hashtag coração aí, ó. Se você estiver gostando. Fazer uma ola de coração, galera. Spama essa porra aí. Vambora.
Wow.
I think I know him. I think I know him.
Good. Well.
Spama aí, igual a galera ali da torcida. Vamos fazer uma ola de coração.
Halfway through the games. Great stuff so far. The glider redeploy, what a difference it's making for these high ground builds. Tfue, the fact that he did that with 19 health for me is the biggest story from that game.
Fazer a ola de coração aí, ó.
There's no chance to get a point to gets the high ground, gets more eliminations, and lives to a top 3, maybe top 2 in that final ending.
On top of that, you have players like Devious and Frosty that traveled all the way from the northwest corner of the map
to the
basically the middle south. You're traversing the entire map in the middle of a game like this, which means and they had materials. So you have players that are paying attention to the resource utilization on the move.
Aí, vamos aproveitar esse momento aí, galera. Vamos mandar loots aí, ó. Pra apoiar o coração.
Maybe a grappler, because they had one.
Manda loots aí, galera. Só mandar um ponto, uma mensagenzinha aí de apoio ao canal.
A team that like that from SOAR, that they know how to take advantage of every opportunity.
Uma mensagem de apoio aí, canal, pô.
They don't lose any traction. They're still geared out of their minds as they move through.
Tirar a água do
joelho. When the grappler was originally released at 15 charges, 15
uses. Vai, aproveita e manda loots. Eita, o negão. Valeu, mano. Que top, mano.
First one back in the castle, they still had that same grappler all the way at the end of the game. It's one of those things where it's like, this is the moment I need it. I need to use this right now. It's time for me to make a play, use this to get to safety. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's one of those things, if you're watching these games and you're at home and you're trying to pick up competitive Fortnite tips, those are the kind of plays you need to pay attention to. Burning through resources at the wrong time just to use them, that you're throwing opportunities away.
Oh, for sure. And you know, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on right now in the world of Fortnite. One of the big ones is the first progressive skin in-game was released. That, you know, you're seeing a lot of people rep it online right now. Here it is again, though, the Deadfire skin. Fortnite Mares introduced it. As I mentioned, the first progressive skin. Outfit transitions through 3 levels as you deal damage and try to outlast enemy players. I believe it was still available in the item shop last I checked. I already own it, so I bought it the second it came out. There's a look at it, the 3 phases. So sick. And that just, again, continue to build on the different things you can get in game. I love the idea behind the progressive skins. Awesome stuff.
On top of that, too, if you're hitting up the item shop and you didn't already know this, the supporter creator feature is still out there. Make sure you're there's a ton of really good content creators. Feel free to plug anybody's name in there that you should go watch.
There's a full list you can find online.
Exactly.
Go look, support your favorite creators. It's a great little program that they have.
Aí a galera mandando lá, aquela ajuda braba, é nóis, jogo.
I believe we have
Tamo
another
junto,
brief
brother.
to take a look at from that final game.
Quem puder aí, ó, lembrando, quem não estiver participando do sorteio ainda, ó, 50 likes é GG, mas bateu o recorde da live de likes, mano. Olha o Tfue aí. Coisa linda. Coisa linda. Seu lourinho lindo.
It is going to be interesting to see if you see players like that, because Acid, they know that Tfue and Cloack land at the
Agora
same
não dá, né,
pretty much every single time.
No meio da live, não tem como, man.
That's going to be a tough engagement to
Esse
take.
lourinho lindo.
Or are they going to go in for round 2, round 3, round 4 to try and establish dominance and take control of that zone, because it's such a good landing spot.
Será que a gente consegue chegar a 50 likes hoje, rapaziada? Chegamos a 50 likes, mano. Batemos o recorde da live de like. Batemos o recorde da live de like, mano. Muito obrigado a todo mundo que tá ajudando. Muito obrigado a todo mundo que tá compartilhando a live. Ah, mano, o Tfue, ele esqueceu de abrir o paraquedas, velho.
Staying, shifting with that zone, popping them again down to the wire.
Sorteio aí, ó. Só clicar no link, ó. Sorteio que tá rolando lá no Insta.
A brief break here for just a couple minutes as we, let players
só clicar aí no link e participar do sorteio. Quem tiver no Instagram aí, mano, tira uma foto e me marca. Tira uma foto e me marca lá no Insta. Lembrando que teu Instagram tem que estar aberto para eu poder conseguir ver a publicação, hein.
For the grand finals, they have to play, maybe make adjustments to landing zones, loadouts. Their standard play might not work if it hasn't been.
Aí, ó, o Leonel Santos já me marcou lá, mano. Já até botei a parada dele aqui no meu. O Leonel me marcou lá, mano.
Big game is all you need to get you in that top 12. To get you in a spot that gets
you. E aí, Daniel Pove, salve, meu parceiro. Batata do PK. Já chega metendo o dedo no like, Gus igual Tfue. Que isso, rapaz? Eu sou o Tfue da narração. Eu sou o Tfue da narração, mano.
Hashtag Fall Skirmsh on Twitter. Tag, tag Fortnite Game, tag Jackson.
Galera, conseguimos aí bater o nosso recorde de likes. 50 likes na live, mano. Muito obrigado.
Great, perfect. Thanks for that. Really a great casting duo right there. We are currently calculating the standings, so we'll provide you guys an update with that.
Quem quiser mandar loots, galera, manda loots aí, que o loots ele me ajuda. É uma forma de você me ajudar financeiramente sem gastar nada. Tu prefere o Batata do BK ou é do MC? Não sei nem o que é BK, mano. Nem o MC. Desconheço os dois, meu amigo.
No, it's actually great to see. I believe right now we have an interview with our winners from game number 2. Zeke should have on the floor.
What's going on, Courage and Lupo? You guys are killing it on the cast.
As always, I'm joined by
SMGG Colcom and TJ. I actually spent quite a bit of time trying to pronounce DK's name correctly. In case you guys have been keeping up, I call him DK. Just simple say. Guys, how does it feel winning this game number 2?
I mean, like, it's fucking a dream for me because I didn't really think we had that game because we were so crazy that we didn't have a lot of armor to shoot at people. So it was a big, yeah, it was nice winning the second game.
Rick vai acabar essa brincadeira aí.
That circle, DK, you just kind of fell behind and you just like,
pode ter certeza que isso aí vai acabar.
I'm just gonna heal back here. What was the thought process?
Vai tirar teu sorriso do rosto.
So we had 2 kills at that point, and TJ actually just told me like 1 more kill and you get a point. And I was like, can I go for something crazy instead? And he's like, yeah, it's fine, do it. And I just went for 3 medkits in a row and just like won the game off it. It's a great feeling.
That's awesome. What was the your initial land looking like? Like, where did you guys start? What
kind
of troubles did you guys deal with moving through this game and eventually to the win?
Esse teu time aí.
Like, we ended up
Burger King ou McDonald's? Burger King, mano.
Our 2 kills, but we went out and died when we met
Burger King é bem melhor que McDonald's.
We actually went away with like.
Vamos fazer uma votação aí. Quem gosta de Burger King escreve BK, quem gosta de McDonald's escreve MC. O que vocês preferem, galera? Burger King ou McDonald's?
Like fly to the zone.
Bem aleatório, bem aleatório.
Hope for the best.
So what is the, we've seen the glider redeploy kind of make its way into the game. How have you guys been utilizing
it? Sem spamar.
I mean, like, we have not
uma
really
vez só pra ter todo mundo poder.
So much, I think, so that's not really a big thing for us, I think.
Aí, ó. O Gabriel Corrêa botou BK, Daniel botou BK, FNX botou BK. Ah, mano, Bobs não, mano. Pai, tu sempre é do contra, meu parceiro. Meu Deus! Como que gosta de ser do contra, mano? Tu tem probleminhas, não é possível. Calzone sub é melhor. Não, mas aí a votação é igual é votação, mano. BK ou McDonald's? Burger King ou McDonald's?
I don't really know. Just,
aí, ó, Burger King tá ganhando de lavada, mano. Bob's é horrível. A única coisa do Bob's que presta é o...
There you go.
É o milkshake.
Thank you guys so much for
joining. Errado.
I believe with that we're going to a short break, so guys stay tuned. We have more action heading your way. Actually,
mais loot. Aí tirou onda.
You guys want?
De novo, aí, a galera que tá mandando loot, mano, muito obrigado, de coração. Ah, BK ganhou de lavada, mano, Burger King sem comparações.
Can you believe, Zeke?
Burger King é muito gostoso. Prefiro ir no ginásio. O bagulho é o Capitão Batata. Galera, quem tiver assistindo a live aí, se estiver gostando, tira uma foto aí assim, ó, da live, pá, e me marca no Insta lá, pô. Pode me marcar no Twitter, no Insta, aonde vocês quiserem, mano.
And those kind of provided a similar movement mechanic, but the control wasn't there in the same way. With the glider redeploy, you build up and you can fly wherever you want to. So we've seen
Se você estiver gostando da live,
literally elect exactly where they want to go, depending on the circumstances. They can plan even better than they could before.
Divulga a live aí nos grupos de Discord. Você que tem um amigo que gosta de Fortnite, fala aí, chega aí, vamos assistir a live lá no Bus TV, mano. Tá rolando o campeonato de Fortnite mundial aí. Cola com nós, cola com nós. Vem no chat e vambora.
That's not the case now. You have people just spam ramp all the way up in the air.
Exactly. McDonald's or Subway? McDonald's.
It's aggressive and defensive at the same time.
Entre o Subway e McDonald's, prefiro McDonald's.
There's no use count to it. For sure. It's an unlimited resource.
Só que o McDonald's é sujo, né, galera? Eles são bem porquinhos.
Eagerly awaiting game number 3. As you guys know, we've been having these skirmishes. We have the summer skirmish, now the fall skirmish.
Aí, quem já divulgou a live, digita um aí, mano. Quem foi o God que divulgou a live, digita um aí.
Exactly the skirmishes are. Let's have a watch.
Faço sim, Daniel. Jogar junto aí, ó.
When I first heard about the Skirmsh series, I thought, what an awesome way to celebrate our
Se você tiver 200 pontos de nariz, 250 pontos de nariz, você joga comigo. Porque o Lupo tá comentando ao invés de jogar. Ah, mano, pra mim o Dr. Lupo ele é mais comentarista do que um jogador profissional, né, cara?
It's a weekly competition. The Summer Skirmish series ran for 10 weeks.
Que isso, a galera divulgou mesmo, mano. Muito obrigado, cara. Você que tá divulgando a live. Vamos que vamos, galera. A atenção aí é sempre no topo. É uma classificatória. Sim, a final vai ser na TwitchCon, galera. A final do Fall Skirmsh vai ser na TwitchCon. Não ouço nada, Daniel. É a galera que assiste a live, mano. É a galera que tá na... A cada 1 minuto você ganha 1 ponto de nariz. Pô. Tem galera aí que tá com 400, 500 pontos de nariz.
I mean, that's life-changing for him. That opens so many doors, and I honestly can't wait to see more of him.
O Power Guido tá com 225 pontos de nariz, pô.
I don't even know. Probably
eles estão na TwitchCon, mas a final vai ser na TwitchCon, dia 28, pô.
I don't think he really could process what just happened.
I did it, you know?
Dia 28 vai ser a final hoje.
Validation of what the Skirmsh series is all about. Anyone can win. You just have to have the drive, the dedication, and the passion to push you above everyone else. So I know we're not through the fall skirmish.
Sem palavrão, galera. Tem criança na live aí, pô. Vamos tentar manter só um pouquinho de coisa. Cara, essa jogada pra mim foi a melhor jogada do Fortnite até hoje.
And I mean, us as spectators,
pra mim foi a melhor jogada, velho. Essa jogada pra mim foi a melhor. A melhor de todas. Pra mim, essa foi a melhor jogada, não tem como. Não tem como, o que esse cara fez, velho. Tem evento de PUBG e Fortnite lá. Tô ligado, pô, o Skipinho tá lá, eu vi a galera. Mano, pra mim, aquela jogada ali foi a melhor jogada do campeonato até hoje. Pra mim, não tem como, velho. Que aquele maluco pensou. Manda salve, salve canal Games Gear. Tá salvado no meu coração, meu parceiro. Que jogo é que nem Visaut? Ah, jogo de celular, mano.
The shockwave down to the that for me was one of the most 7,000.
Aí, ó, o Dieguinho tá com 390 pontos, mano. Que isso, tirando onda. Consegue sim. É só ficar na live todo dia, Daniel. O que precisa é ficar na live, velho. Deixar a live aberta. Tu vai tomar banho, eu tiver em live, deixa a live aberta, vai rolando a live, entendeu? É só deixar a live aberta que já tá contando, mano. Nossa, como eu queria estar ali. Eu queria ser esse aí, ó. Esse fotógrafo aí, ó. Igual eu fui na coisa. Eu queria ser esse fotógrafo aí agora. Lembrando que eu sou fotógrafo profissional, galera. A minha profissão é ser fotógrafo.
Ninja have so many live viewers for their skill that they bring in, the out of the box thinking they can have, the entertainment obviously that's there as well. Tune in to these top pro players and I promise you will begin to use things that you've never thought of in your gameplay before. Oh, I watched Poach do this. Oh, I watched this. And now, those little tips can immediately make you a better player just like that.
Even, you know, any free time like that, practicing is a huge piece too. You have the playground mode. If you feel like your building is slacking, which I mean, I've worked on my building.
Fotógrafo, fui pelado, velho. Me pagando, filho. Fotógrafo até você pelado.
Of all the things that they give you access to and how fast you can get into it. There are utilities.
Rapaz, trabalho é trabalho, você não pode correr não, galera.
Do everything that they can because like we were just talking about it.
Se você pagar o meu cachê, que é o de trabalho, irmão.
Get in depending on the format, how things are done and make a name for yourself in a big way.
Galera que não é inscrito ainda no canal, se inscreve, rapaziada. Se inscreve aí pra não ficar de fora das lives aí diárias que eu faço na coisa, os vídeos que eu posto.
How fast they can build, some of the 1v1 build battles they get into. It's one of the best ways to know.
Alguém paga, tu vem. É, pagando, irmão. Tu faz pelado e tu aí, te fotografando. Comigo não tem essas coisinhas, não.
Edits I can, you know, employ to get the advantage on my
opponent. Vou tirar a água do joelho de novo, mano. Vou deixar a cadeira aqui fazendo live enquanto isso. Salve, Gustavo Pereira. Vou deixar a cadeira falar com vocês aí, mano. Então, conversem com ela. Ó, a cadeira, esse é o pessoal, cadeira. Eu vou no banheiro aí enquanto isso. Fiquem com ela.
Little online, you know, in-game tournaments, those events, sure, they're not maybe the quality of skill that we see here this weekend, but it's a stepping stone, and that's how a lot of these guys have gotten to this point.
I feel like Fortnite does it in a different way, too, because they're always evolving the game, like I mentioned earlier. You have the addition and even removal of certain mechanics that have defined a play style for a while. And so they're putting competitive players in a position where they have to adjust on the fly to how the game is intended to be played. Whether you have a bounce pad or not available in the game, and they take a soaring 50s mechanic and bring it into the entire game, be able to redeploy your glider and fly through the air.
Yeah.
You've got, right now, shockwaves aren't available in competitive play for this event, and so players have to adjust every single time a change is made. They have to think on their feet, and I think that sets the top-tier competitive players apart from everybody else because they show that they can do it.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's so much that goes into these Battle Royale competitive games of thinking, it's not like, oh, it's me versus one team. Like some other competitive games. I've got to think of me and then 49 other duo teams and where they can be. In those final zones, you not only need to be thinking of where you are, where the zone's going, what you're hearing around yourself, but you have to be wary of potentially 20 other teams at that time when the zone is that close. Who can all turn and snap on you in a moment's notice. Exactly. You expose yourself a little bit too far for one step, and people
realize that looks like se eu beber muita água, eu vou no banheiro toda hora.
10 players in one
toda hora, se eu beber muita água.
Will not end well. We are currently just awaiting the updates for the standings at home for you guys. Obviously, we want to see it too. So
é verdade, Poeguido. Tomava sempre todinho, mano.
Here momentarily. I know that the lobby
essa cadeira tem ano.
As we continue to move on forward. Either way, though, if you are live.
Cara, eu tô com muita fome. Eu tomei um remédio pra abrir o apetite. Porque tô começando a voltar pra academia, tô querendo pegar um peso maneiro. Caraca, mano, eu tô engordando, eu tô sentindo muita fome depois que eu tomei o remédio. Que vontade de comer um miojão, mano. Passa o ato da cadeira aí. Ah, mano, olha essa skin, velho. Olha esse cosplay, velho. Que maneiro, velho. Cara, olha isso. Olha isso, mano. Cara, esse jogo é sensacional, cara. Ele tem todos os... Pode ter todos os problemas possíveis. Mas olha isso, mano. Olha isso. Os caras botam cosplay, bota tudo, mano. Olha o DJ Lhama, mano. Que parada maneira. Quebrou mesmo, Dieguinho. A benção tá dada, meu parceiro. Cara, que maneiro. Que maneiro. O nome dela é DT3, pô. Oi, esse hoje não, mano. Eu joguei de manhã. Agora eu só vou comentar o campeonato, mano. Que isso, King? PS4 quebrou, mano. O que aconteceu? Vamos ter muito DT3. Cara, tu é meio louco, Guido. Tu é meio louco, mano. Tu não regula muito bem, não. Certeza que tu não regula bem, mano. Mandou loot. Muito obrigado, Diego Nunes, pelo loot. Guilherme, muito obrigado pelo loot, galera. Vocês não têm noção do quanto vocês me ajudam fazendo isso, cara. Vocês não têm ideia do quanto vocês me ajudam, cara, mandando loot. Mandei nudes, Gus. Que isso? Tô sem meu céu, meu paracetamol. Pode falar, mas vou mais retardado não. É João, não João. Gus, tira a camisa porque eu quero fazer digno com a minha mulher. Tô sem viagem. Que? Você viaja não, mano. Cara, olha esses cosplays, mano. Que maneiro, cara. Eu só lembro da BGS, cara. Que pena que a BGS não tinha tanto cosplay de Fortnite. Ia ser maneiríssimo. Ah, que isso, não faz isso não, Foregarne. Eu tô cheio de fome, mano. Pena que o Burger King não faz entrega. Senão eu ligava aqui pra comer um BK, mano. Mó fome. 50 segundos mais demorados da minha vida. Caraca, 50 segundos mais demorados da minha vida, velho. Eu só queria um hamburgão agora, mano. Tu prefere Todd ou Nescau? Nescau, mano. Na verdade eu prefiro Nescau, porém eu gosto de jogar uma colherzinha só de Todd pra fazer aquelas bolotas. Mas eu prefiro o Nescau. Eu gosto de misturar.
Throwing down the tunes here, nothing better as we come back from our break. I hope you guys are enjoying the coverage so far of the Fall Skirmish Finals here at TwitchCon live.
Eu gosto de misturar os dois.
Number one, so much competition and great moments up to this point. Again, Courage joined by Dr. Lupo. And again, this place,
Dr. Lupo,
building.
Essa voz incrível.
Sold out. Obviously, one of the biggest draws here, the Fortnite booth.
If you're down here at the San Jose Convention Center,
só queria uma namorada pra assistir.
We're the South Hall, which is the entire place. You need to come out here and hang out. Fortnite is
tu queria uma namorada, Daniel?
At this point.
Yeah.
And you can see
se tu ficar no PC, tu não vai encontrar nunca, meu parceiro.
Clubs. I saw Bush Bandits one go up right there in the front. Pretty
Luvo da voz gostosa, isso aí, mano.
To be honest with you. Hey, it's fine. No offense to the others, but you know, it's.
Caraca!
Yes, that is true. As I'm taking a look at my
Olha a moita, cara.
Set up in the lobby, so we should be in there in just a few moments now. Got to go back and cover exactly how he made it to this point. I believe we'll have the standings here momentarily for you guys.
Ai, tinha uma moita dessa lá na BGS, cara.
We're going to take a look at the top 12, which is really the players that are moving on into, that would be moving on into Sunday. So it kind of does make sense as we'll be able to catch you guys up. But we saw last game DK wanted to win that one. But wow.
There you go. Sitting at first place, Tfue and
Ó, o Tfue e o Cloack estão em primeiro lugar com 10 pontos, mano. 12 eliminações, porém ele ficou em segundo na última, então ele ganhou ponto por causa disso. Eles estão em primeiro, olha que coisa maneira, velho.
Wow. And we're only halfway through this, so like you said, like we've said a bunch of times, to make sure that people truly understand that even just one game can shift the flow.
Ó, o Mito tá em terceiro, cara, com 5 pontos só. 9 eliminações.
$400,000 for first place if they show.
Não, o Mitro também é famoso, pô. Tá aqui em terceiro.
A good set of games. We got game 3 coming up just around the corner. And one of the things I think you're going to see from players, Jack, if they're not up here in the standings just
Quando eu for fazer pedido no BK, vou logo dar em cima da atendente. Que isso, cara?
That's a big piece. Your start can make or break an entire game, and one of the biggest pieces of analytical gameplay from a competitive player in Fortnite is saying, okay, I've watched where my competitors have dropped the previous matches.
Ah, que tem LC da Europa? É importante ele saber jogar pra caraca, pô.
Drops accordingly based on trends from previous games. If they ran into a certain team,
importante é ele jogar bem, galera.
We've talked about it repeatedly because man, the big focus of Heat 1 thus far is Tfue and Cloack. For good reason. I'm going to try and avoid the common drop zones for them because it would be just a bad play call to go to the same location.
First 2 games through, I believe Acid has tried to land at that lower desert area,
and they've paid the price.
Both times they've lost the fight, and you got to begin to think: is that a fight we want to keep taking?
Nem estão nesse campo.
They might think they can beat them.
É verdade, mano. Eu tenho que tirar, que eu acabei copiando do maluco ali.
A different play call at this
point. Eu tenho que tirar o Nick Max.
Practice that drop spot quite a bit in scrimmage games.
Mano, por que tá Ninja e Nick Max, mano?
But they need to know. Setting a trend is going to be bad if people are watching for targets. For sure. You need to know when to shift your strategy. And I think now, for those players, is the time.
Well, we also have an update for you guys on our Make It Rain winners from game number 2. You saw them on the standings. They were in that second place spot. It's the 2 hero players who wind up winning that $10,000. And hey, all they need to do, you get the most eliminations between zones 3 and 4.
Cara, o mais maneiro desse campeonato,
midway through that game, seeing them in the feed.
O mais maneiro desse campeonato
their names are showing up. JDW has put up tons of really good shots, a lot of knocks that he didn't even
até o 50º, mano, ganha, saca?
You still get credit for it, and in a moment like that, if the Make It Rain bonus is active,
até o 50º ganha, velho. Isso que é maneiro.
Do the work. There's all our competitors right there. Just chilling out, waiting for this game to get started.
A lot of strategic ADSing you saw on that screen there for a second. Now, I'd like to point out, these are the similar, the same setups that these players have been playing on.
Olha que presencial, mano. Olha que maneiro.
Obviously, a different location. We're here in San Jose today, but the setup should feel the same. So the environment, the trend of the environment, there's consistency, and for a competitive player that's practicing in an environment like that,
todos ganham 50 vezes.
Plus, they knew
é verdade, mano. É por dupla. Agora que eu viajei. Não, pô. 50 duplas vão ganhar. É verdade. Tá certo isso aí. Foi mal, João? Não. Não sei. É isso mesmo. Nossa, bugou minha mente, velho. Vamos pro game, porque eu não tô muito bem de conta, não.
Are the questions we begin to ask in games 3 and 4.
Essa já é terceiro jogo, Diego Nunes.
4 games played.
Minha mente bugou, galera. Vamos segue o game, segue o game. Segue o game. Minha mente bugou.
Look at that southeast corner of the minimap.
Vamos pro game.
Screen, you see there's a number of teams. Drop it down, 2 teams.
Esse tá valendo a pontuação e tem a final que vai ser dia 28.
At that little set of houses down there.
Vamos pro game, vamos pro game.
Looks like that potentially is.
Vai ser só tapa do Tfue, mano. Caraca, aí, ó, vamos aí, ó, Tfue na mente, mano. Provavelmente ele tá lá na favelinha. Sou do Rio de Janeiro, mano. Tfue deve estar na favela, provavelmente. Ele só cai lá. Ó o Mito tá perto da parada ali. Esse player tá muito louco, mano.
Oh my goodness. Look at the loot right now.
Gold compact SMG, gold AR, wow, a blue pump.
This is a slurp.
Então vai ter tapa com Ninja Nick. Provavelmente não sei.
He's at 75 already.
Yeah.
Provavelmente não sei, mano.
This might be one of the best loots you could have off the break of a game. The legendary.
Cara, é uma boa cair mesmo, né?
Compact SMG.
Embaixo da ilha, cara.
Shotgun.
Eu nunca tinha pensado em cair embaixo da ilha. Tá, trocação com o Mickey Flower Power. Não é o Flake.
He gets clocked by Putrid.
Cloack acabou de coisar. Boa. Envy acaba de finalizar uma dupla.
Quick limbs for the NB duo.
Só joga quem vai ser classificado pra final. O jogo mal começou e ele já tá com esse loot. É, mano. Ali é bom de cair. Eu sou casado, Pug. Cara, olha quanta gente em Torres Tortas, mano.
It's big because then third partying later
Uma,
is even
duas,
more
três,
valuable
quatro
than it was
duplas
if
em
it
Torres
didn't
Tortas,
happen.
velho.
If you're at 0 elims, maybe you pick off a team on rotation.
A galera tá querendo treta mesmo, cara. Essa galera que tá em Torres Tortas provavelmente não pontuaram.
Reloads, Dusty here and tilted.
Que isso?
My goodness, that is horrifying. They're getting sprayed from the island.
Rightfully above.
Toma. Toma, Mitro. Toma que ele não é teu pai.
They're fighting that wind as you
cara,
saw
é
right there.
Muito bom
cair
aí. Olha os itens dele, cara.
But that is not a scenario they wanted to engage from.
He's got to be careful because that top down. Actually, they're
eu casei tem 3 meses atrás, galera. Ou 4. Só foi família, pô. Não teve festa essas paradas, não.
Steep enough that they have a top-down view from above. Mitchell, I'm imagine gonna have to build up and defend, or as they did, drop down and try and get inside.
Quem puder aí, ó, tira uma foto da live aí, mano. Me marca lá no Instagram, galera. Que eu vou repostar. Caraca, olha esse tiro de 12, irmão. Vai pra casa, meu parceiro. A galera aí A galera do console aí, galera. Cruz, mostra o Breninho. Ele tá deitado ali, galera. Ele tá ali dormindo. Quando ele acordar, eu mostro ele a vocês.
Those mats to a great spot, but they are very far from that first zone.
I want to point out that it looks like potentially a misplay from Rue in the middle of that. I don't know if you noticed, but he re-peeked the same side of that metal ramp twice in a row, and Kevlar was literally pre-firing with the Grey Burst at that edge. So as soon as he stepped out, damage happened immediately in the elimination.
Cara, é muita gente em TT, velho. E a safe nem fechou em TT, hein?
Yeah, no, catching your opponent off guard is
pô, tinha que ter o replay igual nas outras partidas, velho. E é do console, mano. A galera do console gosta muito de cair no... A galera do console gosta muito de cair ali, cara. Em TT, velho. Boa, finalizou. Nossa, mano. Que?
No!
Não, não é, véi. Como assim, mano?
As MiG lives
Que
to see
entregada,
another day
velho.
there.
Que entregada.
SMG.
I think they had no shotgun. That was the thing.
The SMG spray with some aiming mistakes amidst that. There was a lot of heat on that.
What a high ground take.
Nossa, que entregada. Nossa, como eu quero essa skin, velho.
Now Joshua, who had
Como eu quero a zumbi, cara.
try to get aggressive. Instead, we'll have to seek refuge inside this house.
Aí sim, Forest. Console entregou sim, mano. Entregou muito agora.
See, left eye, Geber both have quite a bit of resources. 3-1-1.
I think the biggest thing with the resources is their health right now. Look at the
Cara, essa bomba aí é sensacional, galera.
Break grenades, continuing to knock down all this build. Geber with one knock there, the second as well. And Rex and Joshua go down.
Que bala, meu
Man,
brother.
you have that much of a health advantage. With a double barrel this early on and you're fighting in a house, you
Que
should
bala.
win that.
Nossa, olha quanta gente em bote gorduroso, hein?
3 teams.
3 duplas, hein? 3 duplas em bote gorduroso, hein?
Anything you could do to chuck an explosive in, something to get any damage or maybe even a knock while these two teams are pushing in on each other. Big Vicious and Cookie Monster, we've seen a number of times, they're stuck in the...
Quem vai se dar bem? Será que eles vão ficar escondidos aí, cara? Eu acho, não acho uma boa, não, hein?
I wonder if they know Grandpa's right in front of them in the southwest, unless he...
Acho melhor meter o Johnson.
That's a risky play right there.
Mete o Johnson aí, pô. Precisa trocar. Nossa, mano, isso é muito ruim. Olha isso, cara. Se fechar é muito ruim, velho. Uma das piores coisas é quando você se fecha no game. Muito obrigado pelos loots, galera que tá mandando loot, cara. De novo, tamo junto. Os loots têm me ajudado demais, galera. Você que tá chegando novo no canal, não deixou o like, deixa o likezão aí bolado pra poder tentar trazer mais pessoas pra live, galera. Isso é um dia a gente ser recomendado. Nossa, 2 duplas, uma do lado da outra e as duas não trocando tiro, cara. Olha que bizarro.
Just based on one quick cube usage, you jump it and fly away.
Look at the materials. This is one of those games where if you're these United players, you're just thinking to yourself, man. We need some things.
Provavelmente
right? Like we need some stuff on our end to save us.
Provavelmente o Tfue vai trocar tiro porque a safe não fechou lá pra onde ele tá, mano. Tomou dano de queda, hein? Não abriu para quedas, hein? Tomou dano de queda. Mas ó, a equipe dele consegue eliminar. Não vai deixar eliminar. Não vai deixar eliminar. Ah, mano, eliminou ainda, velho. É, tem que contar aqui, né, cara? Infelizmente. É saber jogar o jogo. Finalizou o amigo dele, ainda finalizou ele e ele deixou o amigo dele vivo, mano. Cada loot vale um ponto, Oscu. Nossa, jogou fino agora, cara. Caraca, jogou muito agora. Olha o Mitro aí, ó. Esse maluco joga, hein? Esse maluco joga também, cara. Olha lá, a safe não fechou pro coisa porque ele não cai lá.
And even down there on the bottom side of the map, you've got the crate.
Cara, tipo, é meio relativo quanto vale o loot, cara. Às vezes vale 10 centavos, às vezes vale 5 centavos, às vezes vale 3 centavos. Então sempre você pode mandar de 15 em 15 segundos, cara. Ajuda, entendeu? É de graça e ajuda pra caramba, cara. Eu já consegui tirar $5 de loot. Então se você puder mandar, cara, é sempre bom, cara. Isso pra todos os streamers que tem loot. Então se você gosta de um streamer e quer ajudar ele de alguma forma, cara, manda loot. Que é a forma mais fácil de você ajudar o seu streamer, dando dinheiro pra ele sem gastar o seu dinheiro, entendeu? É de graça. Nossa, olha quanta dupla, mano. 3 duplas ali. Será que a treta vai ser boa ou será que eles vão se respeitar? Ó o biscoitão aí, ó. Todo mundo se respeitando, abrindo aí as portinhas pra poder tentar analisar o game.
This coexistence is pretty common in competitive play too.
A galera metendo o Johnson embaixo pra poder não gastar tanta material, cara. Por isso que eles não sobem tanto high ground. Uma dupla lá no... Na ponte. Eita, teve treta aí e a câmera não pegou, hein. Uma minha mãe mandou aí pra comprar DVT.
Giganza and 2 enemies. I believe they came out on top. They've got at least one a limb.
Tu perdeu nada. Começou agora, pô. Tá suave.
We saw Dre save Flower moments ago, but looks like Dre
chega dando likezão bolado.
An elimination given away. Flower still alive though against Bravo and Bartnologist, who kind of have him vertically sandwiched, but just chilling up on the mountain, the top right of the screen.
Just chilling up there.
Just chilling, dude. There's no reason to push either. He can sit up top and just slowly tap fire.
Yep, and especially with
Studios rolled up his teammate.
Legendary assault rifle.
Oh, absolutely.
Not much better of a weapon to just tap fire with. Now the grenade
coming in. Olha.
Wow, one well-placed grenade just knocked that entire structure down. Keep in mind the Collider redeploy not going to really knock anybody out, but still, there goes 00 Flower losing that fight to Bartnologist.
As the structure was coming down, Bartnologist pulled out a grappler, one of a very common weapon item we've seen a lot of people pick up in this, just because the utility of movement is so important. It looked like he flew away and immediately doubled back and took shots on Flowers. Flowers trying to rotate away from those grenades. Did not pay off though. We got a lot of teams building up here around containers.
Devia mostrar. Também acho, cara, mas acho que ele não tá muito na treta não. Mostram ele mais no final. Olha. Ia botar trap,
we always mention how they seem to get these early limbs each game in this heat so far. They've been at 2 limbs.
Só mostra o no final porque ele faz a parada boa no final, né, mano?
Nitro Megan, they're going for it now.
Tu viu ele com 19 de life, o estrago que ele fez.
Any damage from that shotgun tag, but a quick cleanup there will come on through.
Então ele
it's
ganhou
so key to have those
ali,
good swap weapons from, I believe, 16 total rounds now to 128. And they've got eyes on the teammate. There goes Austin. This team from Atlantis, so darn good together.
I like to point out.
Vai bater, vai tirar 2, hein?
They are the last ones, it looks like, potentially rotating in the storm. There might be one other team.
Falei.
They were so far out.
Vai bater, vai tirar 2.
Coming in big there, but
não me ouviu? Falei pra tu, irmão.
Just barely make it into 5 HP.
Now 3 and 1 mini, so 28 total health for the sex fight.
Eles não me ouviram, velho.
No.
Mano.
From the
a vida também tá te ajudando, né, meu parceiro?
Begun as well. $10,000 on the line for whoever gets the most eliminations in these next 2 zones.
A vida tá te ajudando, meu brother.
Got to remember too, if 2 teams tie or if no one gets any elimination during this time frame here, it carries over to the next game. So we'd see a $20,000 Mega Rain bonus, and that'll continue so long as nobody claims it.
Que isso, meu
See
parceiro?
a knock from Bravo on Frosty in the feed there, 41 meters snipe. No E-limit yet, though, and we're going to keep our eyes down there just in case somebody picks up some numbers.
Galera, vamos dar uma hashtag Tfue aí, ó. Spama a hashtag Tfue aí, galera, no chat. Quem estiver torcendo pro Tfue. Se você estiver torcendo pra uma pessoa diferente do Tfue, bota a hashtag e o nome dele. Da pessoa que você tá torcendo, galera. Hashtag Tfue aí, vai. Vamos spamar.
And that's a great double build. Placing the ramp above will take away the ability to get shot in the back, and a very, very quick build to stop any more shots of coming on in.
Crit in the feed takes out Sova from Trouble Boys. You've got a number of eliminations happening.
Tá torcendo pro Nitro, mano. Se tiver torcendo pra outro, bota aí, eu tô torcendo pro Tfue, velho.
Team from Atlantis built just above the
tunnel. Eu tô torcendo pro Tfue.
I can tell you right now, when they go back and watch this, they're going to wish they knew that player was near one shot just behind him, but...
Hydra gets the knock on Roto as they're rotating in. Those F3 players that hug the edge of the zone,
which was Cloack e o Mitro, Pedro,
kind of put him in that spot. There we go.
And look at that. Those are the players that were shooting
Atlantis
in the back.
Yep.
From the edge of that zone, and because they made the rotation and moved in early, they're rewarded by being able to gatekeep. But now, the script has been flipped on them. They've got to now push on in. They've got opponents shooting the high ground, and here's the build battle about to commence. Mitro moving on up. You've got the grapple for Megan as well. Quick double ramps going on in. The 90 used to get the high ground. Just like that, the high ground has been earned by the Atlantis players. A brilliant rotation. A masterclass there. 4 limbs so far this game as well.
Isso aí, mano. Tfue é humilde, pô. Ele não dá dinheiro pra Epic Game, ele tira dinheiro da Epic. Tu acha que a Nibble vai dar futuro?
pretty easily.
Ô, Ace, não sei se vai dar futuro não, mano, mas eu recebi contrato, eu tenho despesas pra pagar, né, mano?
Because they don't
Infelizmente
have
eu
the
tenho
high
que ir pra
advantage on
lá.
the Atlantis team, they're probably not going to secure those elims. But it looks like Atlantis, these guys, they want to
Uma
take out the team
plataforma que
that's
vai me pagar um salário pra poder streamar.
Take ownership of all of the
tenho que ir
services
pra lá,
that
né,
they can.
mano?
Compact SMG, the ammo share there, because they know that spray from that compact SMG is going to be key.
Hoje em dia eu tenho que pensar no aluguel que eu tô pagando.
Knocking down walls as fast as possible is going to be very important. You see the team rotating
Senão
underneath Northeast, building up a little bit of a base.
Se eu não ganhar nada, Tfue e o Nitro, os melhores do mundo. Não sei do mundo, mano, mas o Tfue é um dos melhores do mundo atualmente. Pelo menos nos campeonatos que tá rolando.
Potentially the highest team, but this grenade launcher, Tfue and Cloack, we haven't seen too
Tfue,
much yet this game.
Vocês não estavam querendo
This is
ver?
definitely their quietest game so far. Banking these grenades. This is their whole focus. They're putting everything into going for these elims. They keep spraying it down, keep trying to drop them on down. It seems like Tfue is just one ramp away from having open dam on his opponent, but there's the third party now getting involved.
Very low medium ammo count. He's only got 26 shots, quite a bit of
Faz teu jogo que tu sabe, irmão. Tu é inteligente. Faz teu jogo, irmão.
You can tell they wanted those elims so badly. Looks, he's got some great weapons though. The silenced epic assault rifle. Another rift to go.
Só vai dar futuro se a galera for pra lá.
Another rift to go. He's had one each game.
Quando eu vi a descrição da live, pensei
now might be the chance to use it. We'll see what they. They got 5 seconds on the rotation here. He's gonna just quick edit to try and get the ammo and the material hiding behind. There we go. Grab the minis, has a med kit, 15 bandages. They're set up
Mas já se inscreve aí no canal, mano.
for an endgame
Deixa
meal.
o
We've seen this
likezão aí
each
pra
game.
dar
47
força.
left though.
We've seen this each game where they just get this extreme high ground. 56 seconds
Olha,
left.
olha.
Cloack dropping in. Somebody not paying attention.
Mano, o
catching
Cloack
him off
também só tá
guard.
fazendo
Tunnel
boa
visioning on the
merda,
players
velho.
down below, not listening for that glider sound coming on in, and now it looks like Tfue and crew
Boa,
they
Tfue.
want this elimination, and they'll
Boa,
get it
irmão.
and be
Vamos pra
rewarded with
cima.
some great upgrades as well. The heavy shotgun, 2 charges on the
Eles vão
ground.
mexer, ô, Scu. Diz
Now
eles que vão
Sword
mexer, mano. Eles estão dando
stuck in a
sangue,
box.
cara.
And he's getting tagged by these stink grenades.
Down to 35. They're going to use that for 2.
Oh, gosh.
Shots to the wall just as Norse is trying to wall off.
Boa,
You see
irmão.
Mowgli
Já
taking
foi uma
HP
kill,
damage,
cara.
most likely from the same stink grenade.
Já são
Those can
inscritos.
come in
Já
big. You don't
deixei
have
o
to worry
like.
about
Aí sim,
shields at
mano.
all
Muito
if you
obrigado,
use those against
Maurício.
your
Tamo
opponent.
junto,
Plus,
cara.
it gives you a way
Muito
to kind
obrigado
of
pela
see
força.
through the wall. If you can see where the damage tags are coming
Morre,
from,
morre,
you can
morre,
track
morre,
an
morre,
opponent
morre.
without having
Tem que ser do
actually
Tfue,
have
mano.
line of sight on them.
Here's the eliminations counter again this game. You see 4 earned so far from Super Evan and Godnik. You see 4 earned so far from Atlantis Mitro and Atlantis Megan. So we continue to move on down. A few more teams with 3. So 5 teams in total this game with at least 1 point on the board.
Cara, 43 vivos.
A little bit of a
Nossa,
lead share there.
velho.
Mowgli picking up what he can. He has a chance
Não
to. but
sei, não
very
sei,
low
Paulo.
speed. The knockdown there on the wall immediately had to cancel a heal he was going for. We cut to
Não, Tfue, não
Tfue
precisa
Cloack.
dar cara, Tfue.
Yet
Não
again, the
precisa.
top-down view. As many players as possible. I mentioned Tfue's ammo.
Não tem
ammo
necessidade
situation
de dar
earlier,
cara
but
agora, irmão.
that handful of
Segura.
eliminations, specifically on Novi and Nubtra, gave him quite a surplus there. Sitting over
Faltando.
200. It's like someone trying to land
Segura, mano.
near
Segura,
their
segura.
little
Vamos
tower.
tomar
but
tiro de snipe, mano.
Tfue defending as much as he can. Any shot just to spray opponents away, trying to see if he can. If you can get tags on people rotating, even if you don't get the elimination, you're gonna make people play more defensively. There we
Boa,
go.
boa.
And now that team is going to have to bunker up behind the tower right in front of Tfue Cloack, and they're sandwiched between another team. You see the players now just
Boa,
building up
Tfue.
ramps in the sky.
Pega
to go
todo
for
mundo
that,
indo pra
the
safe,
glider
irmão. Pega todo
redeploy
mundo indo
to
pra safe.
reposition.
Minha torcida é tua, irmão. Aqui eu não tô...
Oh
Eita,
Oh
ferro,
my
velho.
gosh. He's got hit in the face by a grenade.
Glider redeploy saved, and he previously fall damage might have eliminated him there just based on the height he was at. The glider redeploy, Cloak.
Nossa, que bala de bazuca que tomou na cara, mano. Oh, gosh.
16 and then an 88 tag, but it's not enough. Will still get that elimination. The
Não
Atlantis
sei, mano.
players
Não sei qual é o nome da
now in
skin,
play. Look at
cara.
how much it takes to
Ó o Mitro,
destroy one of
mano.
those
Mitro
metal
joga
walls. Some
muito,
brilliant
velho.
tags with the compact SMG. And this is
Olha
still
o
the
formato aí, ó.
weapons
7
from the
eliminações, 3
very
pontos, 5
beginning of the
eliminações.
game.
6 eliminações, 2
That's how good the
pontos.
loot was for Mitro. Has not
4
needed to
eliminações,
change
ponto,
anything
galera.
about the loadout.
The only problem at this point is long range third party might be tough. He's only got 7 medium ammo left.
Yep.
But everything up close.
He's handled.
If If you're in smelling range,
Cara,
he's got enough
vida,
shotgun shells and small rounds to take care of business.
That roof actually just blocked him right there. Some loot down
pega material,
trying to go pick it up, and it's bait. It's bait, folks. He's down to 45 HP. Cloack this could spell disaster for the duo. At the top of our standing so far. 27 health. Gone. Tfue and Cloack with their earliest exit yet.
Making that much noise between the grappler push and everybody that started firing as soon as Tfue and Cloack got in there.
Now, here's the big thing, too.
Aí, ó.
I love that we just spot the hero. This is the team in second. So this is the team currently trailing Tfue and Cloack.
Infelizmente. Focaram ele foi muito ansioso pra safe, cara. Ele antecipou muito a safe, todo mundo já sabia que era ele, que ele é o único que joga sem skin.
Or one elim closer to a point for eliminations alone. Plus, with only 25 now, 23 players remaining, that might, if it's late enough, put you higher in placement, which is even more points.
Yeah.
Cara, olha que coisa linda, velho. Olha isso.
And they've made it.
Push across the top. Frantic movement, and you see, look at all these POVs.
I'm gonna pretend like I can.
Cara, olha isso, olha quanta câmera, mano.
On my screen right now, but now we're gonna go back over to Just Chillin'. My goodness, that was a lot, but it showed just how crazy these moments are.
Mano.
He's done.
Frantic
He's done.
11, 6.
No way.
Ninja não tá jogando não. Morreu pra safe.
Zone.
Storm claims another one. You see the V, there it is. Just Chillin' going down.
Morreu pra safe, segundo que morre pra safe.
A pair down. Amidst all that, multiple players go down.
Terceiro vai morrer pra safe.
Very tough, and it's still not done yet.
Moleque,
look
essa
at
safe
the
dá
distance.
muito
They
dano.
still have to travel. 16 players left. 33 seconds.
Tfue foi pro lobby.
Left eye.
Focaram ele, mais de 10 pessoas focaram ele.
Making plays. You see them all over the elimination feed right now. I mean, they've got to be pushing.
Será que o Mitro leva essa, mano?
The 7 elim bonus at this point, I think.
É, o Mitro merece, né,
They might be
cara?
a big bonus
O Mitro
territory.
merece.
Ghost Kayun, he is 6 himself. 6 himself. If Sean has any,
Vou torcer pro
they're
Mitro
probably
e
in big bonus as well.
We haven't seen any team activate
Tfue,
big bonus just yet, but we might be looking at the first team right now. Kayun and Sean trying to position themselves for catching any rotation off guards.
Sorteio só se bater 100 pessoas, o JPX.
That's huge with one
Tem
health.
sorteio de 1000 V-Bucks no Instagram, mano.
That's another point right there. You've got to love that.
Tá aí, ó, sorteio aquela link do Instagram.
De
life,
velho.
De life, mano. Vai pra safe, velho. Meu Deus, velho. Se heala, tu tá com
one health in the victory royale there from the high ground for Korea and Nibs. The first time we've seen a complete duo still alive. The high ground makes a difference to concentrate with 1 HP
and aggressive grappler push, just
trying
to secure every elim, and potentially a higher.
A galera só chega no final do game, mano. Esse tá sendo o terceiro game, não é, galera? Terceiro game. Tfue ganhou o primeiro.
Kayun with 7 elims on his own. That's 3 points right there. You see the smiles from Nibs and Korea.
Quase o nível Tfue, cara, o melhor jogador atualmente, cara, do mundo.
Have we seen much of them so far today? No. I don't think we've mentioned their names once. They just got a victory royale right there. They are now probably right into our top 12.
Exactly.
We're very, very close.
Atualmente é o melhor jogador do mundo, mano.
At 4, 5, 6 points for a single game from them, that's big. We have to express. People need to understand, it can take just one game to put yourself high enough in these heats.
Quem é aparelhado assim com o Tfue aqui nesse campeonato é o Mitro.
$400,000, Jack. That's absolutely
ridiculous.
Como
tá o jogo? Tfue ganhou o primeiro.
That makes it there. Automatically,
o segundo esqueci foi o Lourinho, o nome dele é muito grande.
They're playing for that money there, but then
e o terceiro foi esse rapaz aí.
Top, 10, top 9, top 8, it begins to just jump significantly in that prize money. We are through 3 of our 4 games here in heat number 1. Don't worry, this isn't the last game of the day. Remember, we have 2 heats today, 2 heats tomorrow, and then the Stream Invitational on Sunday alongside the grand finals. Here's the winning moment again. This double barrel had 1 shot left in. With only 1 health.
Se você estiver gostando, deixa aquele likezão, galera. Humilde. Tem 64 likes. Você que não deu like ainda, mano. Vamos tentar chegar a 70 likes.
26 HP left. So Jaganza
Vamos tentar chegar a 70 likes aí só pra ver se a gente consegue.
If he plays it just right,
the greatest 1v1 of all time.
Agora no intervalo, quem puder mandar loot, mano.
You would not have.
I absolutely would have done so.
Manda loots aí, ó. Loots ajuda demais.
Yeah, you could do that.
Já mandei o like aí, esse cavalo bravo.
That's your build, but yeah, no, that's a great end to that game. 3 the first time we've seen duo fully alive themselves. So close for Kayun and crew. If Sean had any limbs, they would have activated that big bonus. Imagine if Sean had 2. That would have been 2 extra points. just from those limbs. I mean, that could have been a 5-6 point game from them, but didn't wind up working out that way. We have more replays to take a look from the Atlantis duo.
Atlantis team, they played out of their minds.
I want to see how many limbs they finished with, too.
Very quick shot there, gets the knockdown. Flower goes for the Elim immediately. His teammate Dre caught off in a 2v1, using kind of anything natural there he can, but those just sneaking the grenades.
This is, by the way, over the course of the entire day.
This isn't just this this team from Atlantis has been putting up quite a show. Every single game we're able to see.
Mandar lutas enquanto isso no intervalo. Vai me ajudar demais. Enquanto nesse intervalo, vou tirar uma água do joelho, vou fazer pompa bem rapidinho. Já volto, mano.
Right there out the window, the structure that they have built just to sneak away and then turn the tables almost immediately.
Brilliant stuff again here. This is from earlier on. Remember, we talked about how low the ammo count was for the assault rifle. Gets that limb immediately rewarded with another 100+ rounds. And you see that keyboard layout from the player on your screen. It is like,
no one types like that, Jack.
You're used to having a keyboard that's just faced front, normal. Next thing you know, half these guys are watching, and I've seen it from other games as well, but they're playing and their keyboard, like, what is that angle? You need to go to a doctor if you play too much like that.
So the idea there, if you put your hand on the WASD, your forward, left, right, back, it makes it so that the keys line up top to bottom more naturally with your fingers, so you can utilize the keys that potentially wouldn't normally a little more efficiently.
Yeah,
it's intelligent.
Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a goddamn mess. Hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Whole life never been a new knock to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yours. Steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. I'm so stage trying to find my pain. I see something coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me. I'm a slave for you.
You think they're going to be building and doing all this stuff? No,
the best emotes. Whoever has the best emote wins.
They're just throwing some flair there. Look at the crowd here. There's going to be a crowd there. You see, you love to see it. If you're here in the San Jose Convention Center for touchdown, please get over here. Please, we have churros. We do. And you just want me to eat them. Eat them before chat. Eat them before you heard we have churros. We just found it. It worked well last time.
vai acabar de comer, eu boto a câmera, rapaziada. Só vou comer e bota a câmera. Terminando de comer já. Vamos que vamos, voltamos aí pro programação normal. Muito obrigado a galera que tá mandando loot. Cara, o Guilherme tá sendo top loot, mano. Você tá sendo top, velho. Muito obrigado pelos loot que você tá mandando, cara. Você é sensacional. Sem palavras, irmão, pela ajuda. Sem palavras pela ajuda. Ai, não, manado.
Kevin staring at the llama.
He's just hanging out.
The llama's so panicked.
Llama, you're made of paper mache. What are you doing in the water?
Hey, come on, man. He's taking a swim. I love the sound it makes. Like, you know, glorious. This being, it's like finding a unicorn. Oh, I just saw on my screen here, Exus from Trouble Boys broke into the first house on Risky and got a golden assault rifle. A legendary assault rifle. You really can't ask for much.
Isso aí foi medo e respeito, que a Tina aí coisa viu o cara indo pra aí e meteu o pé. Comendo pão. Daqui a pouco eu vou fazer nojão.
As they look, and Novi and Noobtra, I'm telling you, every game, Novi and Noobtra have had 2 elims in the opening minute of every game we've played in this heat.
Austin and Catnip securing a single elim of their own. They're still stuck. It looks like the 2v1. Flower, that feed is telling quite a story. It looks like 3 teams potentially in roughly the same area. There's Flower, would cut right over to them. Drops smack dab in the middle of the map. Dusty Divot, which is safe for the next zone. A trap deployed in there. Flower and Dre. Looks like picking up a pair there. Well done. Catnip and Austin knocked out in this game 4. That third team, though, we saw Lowell 29 get eliminated in the feed. Fritz still alive.
How many elims does Flower have so far?
That team looks like potentially a pair. I believe the team that they eliminated.
Valeu, William. Tamo junto, mano. Vou botar a câmera aí agora. É nóis! Voltamos, maluco. Olha o cowboy aí, acaba de morrer, eu acho. 10 de life. Tfue tá em primeiro ainda, depois dessas 3 partidas. Eu não vi, Diego. Eu tava comendo, mano.
Victor from last game, it was tied for the Make It Rain. This one's $20,000. Make It Rain will be $20,000 this game. And again, if no one was that, it just carries over to Sunday.
Depois eu acho que vai mostrar a tabela, mano. Deixa eu aumentar o jogo.
Quite a bit of resource there, but I mean, like, to a competitive player, any structure is ripe for the pick and pick up every single bit that they can.
Things he would never break.
1 HP there. Dusty and Reload's maybe not realizing that he's literally one shot. Now's the time to push.
Can they not see him in the corn?
They must not be able to. They must have lost him.
Cara, na moral, muito
they need to harvest the crops, and they'll be able to find their eliminations. And there you go. Now they found him, and it goes on in. Remember, Hero, this duo. They were towards the top of our standings so far. The spray coming on in.
Blind firing, looking for hit markers, essentially, just to see if they can track an opponent through there. Dusty gets the knockdown on JDW, which means Ronan, full HP, almost 96. He's got minis, maybe a chance to pop them.
They're
firing. They find him. Reloads and Dusty securing. Pair of elims there. You just have to blind fire into the corn until you get hits.
And they did it. They made it up through. It wasn't clean. It was not pretty. But you know what? All that matters is the eliminations and the rewards they now have. Minis, a med kit, everything you could want. We saw Ashton and Jack earlier on were in a position where they had no mats and were rotating out of their main area. And guess what? We come back again. No mats as they rotate out of where they landed.
It looked like Bravo and Bartologist had built up relatively high in the middle of retail there, so I don't blame them for the rotation away. But it does make you wonder why so few materials so early. A build fight must have occurred because players like that, if they drop into a house, there's all the furniture, everything there is harvestable. So they have to have had something.
Or they use their mats to just disengage, as you mentioned.
The circumstances to get out must have, it had to be a situation where they had to burn everything to get away.
Kayun and Sean, sorry. Some of our top elims from last game when Kayun had 7 himself. Risker and Dummy just trying to play it smart. Only 2 weapons in the inventory.
Brand Pie in the feed taking Novi down. An elimination there.
Oh, but Novi did get 1, so we know for a fact Novi and crew have 3, so they've already got a point this game.
Cara, cair na cratera é uma parada boa, sabia?
That deploying the glider at any time.
E ali também, tu pega, tu sai full,
building up and just
madeira,
jumping off the flyway. Brampie is still alive over here in a kind of a 1v2 situation. Gets FPS and Flame. Saved himself that glider redeploy just barely. That would have spelt fall damage previously before 6.2.
Nice shot.
66.
Meu amigo, toma, receba essa HS,
2 for
parceiro,
FPS.
que é de
Here's how many
graça.
Flame has. Could potentially be a point for this team,
And
this duo already.
What I really like about this is they didn't tunnel vision on that loop. They know Noobtra was trying a third party and was looking in from Lazy Links. Instead of dropping it and sprinting to that loot like I would have, they immediately get back to the high ground. You see the FPS basically protecting Flame as Flame was popping the Chug Jug. There, forces the player to begin to build, uses that distraction to push one forward, grab a shotgun, grab a submachine gun. Now they've at least got a swap weapon and a good little combination for a close range battle. Ooh, that's the new 6-shooter that was added in this week.
Tá de rasque.
Hip fire, rate of fire, and that thing is incredibly fast.
Crazy.
If you're up close, you can take an opponent down very, very quickly. Crit damage is 60 or more, depending on how close you are. If you're in effective range, a very, very good weapon. Now, that means that setup that he's sitting on right now is almost entirely a close-range setup. 6-shooter, though, you can ADS and take really precise shots at range, but it's still not going to outclass something like even potentially a green AR. It'll do for the time being.
Risker. Dodging, ducking.
Purple double barrel and a green AR is all he's sitting on right now, plus some minis. Super Evan up there in the top left. Looks like Godneck, his teammate, might already be eliminated, and Evan is very low on HP. Frankie and Johan from DK trying to avoid these stink grenades, going to try and edit through any way he can to get out of the damage. And gets baited into Tinny's explosive.
And dude, that's just how good these utilities can be. You force your opponent out of their little protective cover, and look what winds up happening. Johan having to panic, use the rift to go, and I guess that's the play.
It might not be an abandonment yet. He's going to cut back and try and potentially save his teammate by getting a different angle in this engagement, pushing inside the building. Got to watch the windows, make sure they're not going to take a shot through there. But at this point, he's kind of got to bunker up, stay inside, and maybe hope for another team to show up. Team from Atlantis here. We've seen him put on an excellent show previous games. We'll see if they can do it again. Stink bomb forcing. Kind of a retreat there. Stuck in a tough spot. They're going to have to push through his own structures with edits as his teammate Maestro has got a top down on his opponent stuck in the box underneath. Now's the time. You have a forced split. The window edit. More stink bombs.
They have to have a health advantage here. And I love this attack from the 2 different angles. Down onto the Reaper. Reaper go down.
Nope. Every surface. Reaper's turbo build in this situation can come in big.
And this is a fantastic use of the clingers. Because they now drop down, that's double O Flower who gets exploded there. Fantastic job. If they're in 1-1-by-1, you begin to clinger them from the top now, no longer from the sides. The clingers immediately fall when they don't have a wall to climb onto. And just like that, they drop right into the box. Double O Flower has no protection. Nicely, nicely done.
The left side, just a moment ago, it looked like a rift to go is used for somebody to escape there. Maestro dropping healing for his teammate. A blue AR, green pump, blue 6-shooter there. The 6-shooter as a swap weapon is interesting to me up close.
For me, it's very hit or miss. The 6-shooter.
Literally.
Yeah, well, that's true. Everything in the game is hit or miss. But it's one of those things where it's like, at times I fry, other times I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see here if we get an opportunity for an example of a weapon swap with 6-shooter, this would be a prime time for it. Using that glider deploy, get down to his teammate quick. Gather up any of the loot, picks up the minis, 15 bandages, sitting on a campfire as well. If it turns into a late game situation and they're not forced into other engagements, they're in a good spot in terms of healing resources.
Oh, absolutely.
Immediately there, it looks like to the south, a team rotating towards Tilted. They're going to do the same. The zone starting to move. 1:51.
So the rotations you can wind up playing from Kevin are nuts because you can actually go basically anywhere on the map. The thought process behind it is you land on the islands above, you shoot down and you make Kevin angry to where he begins to zap you, and when he's like on the verge of about to hitting you, you want to fly straight above him, pop that glider, and he'll just send you way up to the sky. And that lets you float anywhere on the map. Winter and Crashy, we saw them earlier on. 0 limbs for Winter. Zone beginning to close. I don't think, have we seen anyone pick up a stone yet? Here we go. There we go. And watch how far they can hit off this crater.
I mentioned this technique earlier. They're gonna reposition in a big way. Try and get in as far as they can. Cloack and Tfue built up around this little sports complex here, just west of Tilted, but they're not alone. Mountain and Eternal. Also have Frosty and Vertnex. Multiple teams all around one soccer stadium, which means at some point a rotation is going to happen where players are most likely going to land here too, just based on the circle.
Yep.
It's smack dab in the middle of the next safe zone. You can see in the minimap, you can't even see an edge of the wide circle right now. It's because it's right in the middle. Teams are going to make moves here. A shot coming from above. Looks like Tfue might have gotten sniped.
I think he got hit by a bolt for 105. That's a tough hit right there.
See if he can spot the angle it came from. It looked like it came from directly like west, maybe a little bit southwest, the top up on Viking Village.
Now remember, Make It Rain this game is worth $20,000 because we did not have a singular winner from last game. So in the next 10 seconds when Make It Rain begins, this is for double the prize money. Here it is. Who will wind up taking this home? Or will it move on again up into the finals on Sunday? Even more money on the line.
5 minutes, 20 seconds for $20,000. Cloack, he's spamming the grenades down below just to see if he can knock some structure out, expose his opponent underneath. They're going to just keep going
10 nades, my goodness. They're not even there. That last one might hit.
Got shots from the side, gets a bunch of tanks, 35. There's no shield on the target, so the call out on Eternal is definitely a get aggressive right now. No shield on the target. The trade out there, Tfue getting Eternal. Elimination, which means a 2v1 situation now. Mountain still above them somewhere. Sounds like Tfue is in and catches him. You see in the feed there, Tfue shotgunning Mountain FPS, the second Elim, wiping that team.
And this was from very early on in the game. How Iptre got in this fight. Quick little cleanup on the little Pritz. And as we remember, in the cornfield, just how nuts it was. This is Novi and Noobtra in their original fights. Oh, did he get the res? I don't think he did.
Cloack and Tfue both still alive. Looks like a second team has moved in. It's the
Kayun and Sean. This is a huge battle right here between Ghost and FaZe, two of the most prominent organizations in Fortnite competition. So that's a typical way to retake the high ground. Opponent starts to break your front wall, you ramp, and then edit out the roof. But Sean spotted it right away and matched his opponent's builds. The spray with the legendary, or the epic compact SMG. It's going to rip all the shield and health down off the one player. I believe the advantage right now is to the duo from Ghost.
It looked like that player caught off guard inside the box and was dropped down was Tfue, just based on the skin. We'll have to see that though here in a second. Just trying to do any replace. Oh, it's Cloack over there on the side. Tfue is building away. And this has become just a maze of different material types. Players trying to figure out who owns what walls in here, because there's been so many replacements of surfaces and edits that have happened. You can't necessarily tell. So at times you're going to see people these players just replacing everything that they can with their own structures. But that's fine. Look at Tfue's resources. He had over 700 wood, max brick, 400.
Mano, olha quanto material o
that's
Tfue
insanity.
tem, velho.
Yep.
That much material this late in the game, I say late in the game, 58 players remaining, but yeah, that's incredibly common at this point. He can build multiple bases, multiple rotations can happen here. Tunnels, just establish a relocation.
Pode aparecer, mano.
Cookie Monster are also built up in there. I said earlier, this is going to be a target for rotation. Because now, on top of that, it was center of the last circle. It's the edge of this one. We have 2 minutes and 38 seconds left on the Make It Rain bonus. 6 seconds till the circle closes and we see the next location.
Só pela ajuda de loot que você tem me mandado.
Crashing the feed, taking out Dramas.
Muito obrigado mesmo.
That edit of the ramp, let's just kind of spot right through it is so key. Look at how much information they're getting right now, just peeking on through. Tfue and Cloack, he's still just spraying. There's another elimination down to Crashy. They're on the low ground this time around. Not used to seeing Tfue and Cloack in this position.
Mais uma kill, irmão.
Maybe going for
a
sneaks a
grenade. Look at that sneak in there. Oh, just barely missed.
Very
Look
close.
at all that loot. You know how badly Tfue wants to try to make a move towards this, and here he goes. Yep, I knew it. It was only a matter of time. Does get tagged up once they have another rift to go in their inventory. And you saw that? The heavy sniper on the ground as well. If Tfue can live through this moment,
you know he's going to go for it.
This might have all the signs of another great endgame.
It's such a big utility piece for this team, too. We've seen it in the past. Multiple teams will use it as a way to bash through and surprise opponents, just catch them off guard almost immediately. The spray from what looks like, is that the gas station
Look
building?
at his materials. 3,000 mats.
Almost max.
He could build forever. They're in a brilliant position now. I don't know if they've grabbed the heavy sniper yet. I think they're waiting to potentially pop the rift to go. Heals coming on in. They're just chilling for the moment. Zone about to close. Is it rift time? Oh, it absolutely is.
Coming out.
He'll grab the heavy sniper with it. And they are down.
From the very edge of the zone. Don't blame him. A good rotation.
Oh, this is insane.
Potentially a couple teams up top. This is a massive hillside, though.
Oh, yeah.
Which means teams are going to be forced to engage. They're caught on the bottom side of this because we're getting very close to the moment where the circle is going to start to rotate. It's going to relocate, so players are going to get pushed off of the side of this hill. This would be bad luck if it goes west at all. Anybody that's caught on the bottom of that hill is going to be in a tough spot. We have 36 seconds. The $20,000 Make It Rain bonus for the most eliminations during this time period. And if it's a tie, which we've seen eliminations, obviously you see the feed right now. If it's a tie, this carries over to the next game, the first game of Heat 2.
Oh, is that how it is?
Oh, yeah. 30,000. Which means if it makes it all the way to the grand finals, Jack, it could be an insane amount of money.
Hey, I would not mind as Mowgli by himself just having to play the long game here. 49 players still remaining. Remember, it's that opening start, and then it all just really escalates quickly from here on out. The Make It Rain bonus is over. And now we've entered the late game, folks. Who will wind up reacting in these crazy scenarios best? It's a hillside zone. It's a mountainside zone, which these typically spell disaster for players, as the height difference is just so awkward in a lot of these battles.
If you're here at TwitchCon, if you're watching this at home, do me a favor. In 30 seconds, when this zone starts to move, there are 44 players left. You're going to want to pay the most attention to the feed because there's going to be so much happening. We won't be able to call all of it. You see the bottom right, third party in there as players are starting to rotate a little early. Part of the zone is still safe. Players can go for that inside the white circle, just on that northeast side. Build up early. That's an opportunity to catch people rotating too. That would be a very traditional Tfue and Cloack play too, is to build up just in that spot. Literally as I'm saying it, look at their position, Jack.
Right there. Oh, they're getting launched on though, or people are gliding on them. Tfue is on the high ground of the new zone, at least for now. He's got to keep watch though of still the top Viking village in the trap. Elimination comes on in, and he's rewarded with what he needs, some upgrades for his weaponry. You see the bandages there as well. We'll be able to get back up towards 75 HP.
Decides to not take there's an
can't
epic
do it yet.
Heavy shotgun in there. Oh, he chose that. He chose a green pump over the epic heavy shotgun.
This is a straight up build battle right now for Tfue. Looks like he's got the high ground at the moment.
Look at the speed at which they're just layering. And every single one of those builds is reestablished too with multiple walls and floor surfaces. Just so you can't just shoot out one piece. You have to shoot out multiple pieces.
Basically just build battle two people right there by himself. And just like that, Tfue.
66 the crit, 33.
Back where he always
shield
is.
left.
On the highest of high ground.
Campfire, 2 minis, a full grappler, and still we saw Tfue earlier with almost 3,000 materials, and at that point we just saw he had burnt about 2,000 of it amidst those fights.
How crazy
200
is that,
plus
man?
builds in a 1v2 situation. He's building up the shots down from above, still just trying to spray out every time. If you have the ammunition to hold down left click and knock out all these structures that opponents are putting up, you're burning through their materials and putting them in a more exposed position because they can't reinforce.
You mentioned if you have the ammo to do it, Tfue doesn't. He's down to 45 AR shots right now. So he's wasting a lot of his resources. Cloak's only got 80 as well. They've got to make the most of the end of this. Cloack seems like he's found his little pocket where he wants to begin to slay on out from. Falls back in for the launch pad to take it to the next zone. Frizzable stuck down low. Shots coming in from all different areas. Going to go for the high ground. The floor above and a nice edit at least gets off that low ground for the moment as he'll look to reset.
Korea and Nibs, we watched win the last round. Good swap there on Frosty. The shots from Korea gets a double there on Frosty and Vertnex, putting in 2 eliminations. If Nibs has even one, that's a single.
Kick it out.
Não,
took so much damage.
Fast enough, though, to still rotate in. 12
aí,
HP,
38 pessoas na live, rapaziada. Quem estiver gostando aí, ó, spama coraçãozinho na live aí se estiver gostando.
And he just waited.
Waited way too long. The zone takes him down. Now down to just 19 players left. Tfue
Quem
and Cloack
acredita no
both still
Tfue aí,
alive.
galera? Hashtag
Cloack only
Tfue,
with
mano.
62 HP in total.
Valeu, Túlio.
Nice job blocking those shots at the moment. The next zone about to begin now, as it looks like Tfue's in another build battle. And you see, in this build battle, Cloack stops for a second to try to help knock down his opponent, to give Tfue any help he can get in that engagement. They're back on the high ground again, and Cloaksy's turn now to take this role and just shoot down on any unsuspecting enemy. Like this.
Excellence from Trouble Boys goes down.
They're always up top. It is nuts, man. They are always one layer above. Look at this.
There we go, the top down. The advantage there is so substantial because as players are building up to try and get a height advantage mid-fight, if Tfue already have it, 5 players left, Bravo,
Hashtag Tfue, mano. Hashtag Tfue, galera.
Vilix and Jaganza, I believe, the high ground now. That should be
Tfue, which means it's up to Cloack.
6 grenades. Oh, good luck.
Tfue morreu, mano. Nossa, mano, ele perdeu high ground, cara.
A lot of mats.
Dropping grenades in, just anything. You notice he's dropping them ahead of a potential rotation in an effort to try and predict where his opponent's going to move to. Not throwing them directly at it. Vilix,
Tfue and Cloack down.
Nanolite gets the Elam there. There we go.
Vilix,
Jaganza. Redemption for the 1 HP. Redemption.
The game said, you know what? 1 health last game, you nearly got it. This one, they get the victory royale, and just like that, they most likely stand their ticket to Sunday as well. Brilliant stuff from them. That concludes the action here from heat number 1. Down the wire, some of those games, that one was really as clean as it gets. Once they got the high ground, it was 2 of them. You saw Tfue and Cloack were stuck on low ground with not much health. Nanolite all by himself, you really can't expect much.
We saw a number of times these players taking high ground from each other, swaps back and forth. There's Jaganza, Vilix. Just watch it from above.
Again, in the past, it's a strategy on the low ground. You just shoot that down. You knock them to their death.
Yep.
Now, you don't even care how, as you mentioned, they don't have to try to, think of what we used to see, where they would mop the whole floor with floors and pyramids and just lock out.
Completely covered.
Not the case anymore, because now, they don't. The reason they would do that was so that it's not easy to get shot down.
It doesn't matter now.
Now they're just like, yeah, I'll put one little floor, shoot me down. I'll fall and be ready to fight.
Exactly. You can take a moment where you're trying to
Skirmsh jogando de um lado da outra cidade, pô.
You can take someone being aggressive
Fui buscar o bagulho.
Into an opportunity to push
Aí cheguei lá, não tava lá parada, aqui mandaram errado, aí eu tive que ir na outra junta militar que era muito longe. Aí cheguei agora.
Shots on Tfue and Cloack as they were eliminated, and then the final team, and that kind of switch of gameplay, making an adjustment on the fly, man, you don't see that from, you don't see that in public matches.
No,
that doesn't happen in public matches. These competitive games, though, you see it every single time there's an engagement.
100%, 100%.
And
that, I think, sets the tone for the weekend. Now seen 4 games with the Glider redeploy. You definitely see how it makes a major impact, especially on those late game rotating zones. Instead of certain people only having bouncers, that gives them the ability to make these. With the Glider redeploy to make it happen. Man, I don't know, outside of a couple teams, who's even remotely in this top 10 or top 12.
It's gonna be a tight group. Plus, on top of that, whoever ends up in the 13th, you have an opportunity for a wild card movement into the finals, grand finals on Sunday. So it's still anybody's game. The number of points that these players are securing too with very aggressive plays. We have the Make It Rain bonus as well, which was 20,000 this last game. It's insanity.
I think we have some quick little recap highlights to take a look at before we get our standings ready for you all. Here again, this is from the entire Heat 1. A look back at what we saw. It all began with Tfue and Cloack. They had the first couple of limbs of the day, and they set the tone for what they were going to bring to the table throughout the rest of the action.
And you watch these clips, and you watch the accuracy in some of these shots, and just how efficient they are at catching players off guard right here, even Tfue. Yeah, at some point, Acid.
They just put themselves in like the worst place ever. You're stuck in the back of a truck.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Anytime you've been stuck there in life, it's never been good. So, as Soren and Mowgli, we saw this fight earlier on. It was one wall. It was like both teams fighting over one edit ability, and you see just how crazy it is. Chkala couldn't make it happen in the end, though.
Soren in the middle of that fight, too, I want to point out, he used the structure that was being edited by his opponent against him. He was crouch walking to the left side, just kind of slowly moving around,
ganhou 3, né?
the angle. Some of these jump shots makes
Cloack solo, não foi 3?
Taking shots at targets as they're rotating NPC.
Oh. What? You saw even Cloak's reaction.
Cloack, stop.
These moments, like, look at this. This is how Kayun got those 7 limbs. The views like that.
Multiple with just teams rotating at the same time. And he has to sit through and shoot through the window.
And there's nothing better than that because they've got to worry about the zone and the players like close. It's like, who is my biggest threat? They think it's the people right on top, but meanwhile, it's Kayun with a legendary assault rifle just ripping damage.
He doesn't even have to move. Yeah. Just sit and hold down mouse 1 and secure. Oh man, what a shot!
And here was those final moments again.
The lead with the grenades.
You see here,
from above.
They don't have to build and block out the sky like you used to. Now you just fall on down. You glide on in, as you saw there from Jaganza.
Billix electing to stay up top and tap fire as Jaganza pushes in. Excellent move there. If both players had dropped down simultaneously, I dare say there might have been a chance that the game went the other way. You never know. Some crazy shotgun shots up close, some heads-up play like that, but electing to stay up top and just tap fire.
Well, what it was Jaganza was actually on the opposite side of the build, and that part got broken down. So he had no choice but to fall because, well, that was what he was dealt. You know, the ability to stay up there, so key at the end, get those 2 different sight lines. Your opponent really has no chance. We are calculating the final standings right now. We'll also update you on where the Make It Rain is. Now, again, this is not the end of the Fortnite action today from the booth. During the downtime, I know we'll be going to a meet and greet, but we've got the streamer zone that'll be taken over, so you guys can be able to watch that. And then also, we'll swap back in. We'll come right back, probably grab some lunch, and then we do Heat 2.
Exactly.
4 more games.
We're not done yet, Jack.
A lot more action. And I was actually meeting up with a couple of the players, and I said, you know, looking at all the Heats, which do you think is the most stacked? And each of them told me they think Heat 2. Across the board, if you took all the skill, they think Heat 2 is the most stacked from top to bottom.
It's going to be very interesting to see how things play out, too, because if you have a lot of really powerful talent in the same Heat, you have a chance that some of those teams don't make it through to the grand finals. And so the chemistry, these players playing against each other, I mean, you've seen even today the way that they're electing to drop in locations that they know are going to be commonly contested. It might spell a different storyline for the grand finals compared to what we've seen in the past for PAX West, the fall skirmish, and summer skirmish games. Things are looking very interesting depending on how the rest of the day goes.
Now, we obviously saw a lot of great plays, but one standout performer, still secret, Tfue. We've got a lot of looks at the eliminations he got in this one. He just knows
mano, tem cara ali que é o melhor trabalho do mundo, né, velho? O cara deve ganhar uma nota pra ficar passando calema de lado pro outro, tu viu?
Shooting ability, absolutely. But his positioning is what makes him so lethal in these games. And he showed it time and time again.
Just jumping up at the end there. We watched this clip just moments ago, catching a player Acid off guard in the back of a semi-truck, and literally the first 3 shots are the 3 shots that hit to get that elimination. Cloack there, the quad, spraying rockets in just to keep the structure down his opponent, taking shots through a sting grenade, gets the elimination on Blue Hawk. Tfue and Cloack here, though, man, all day.
Teve europeu antes ou só foi o NA?
I mean, we said it earlier, almost a guarantee to see them in the grand finals, and I think they
showed that there.
They showed that, and then some. Why they earned their spot there. I look forward to Sunday, Jack. It's going to be a good day. I hope they rest up.
Oh no, it's going to be great again.
So people watch it twice. Olha isso.
Sure, I'm not mad. As again they wind up.
Look at this shot.
Man, tá maluco.
Oh my gosh, he literally goes. As there again, they wound up cruising. They're waiting to see exactly where they stack on up. Floxy and Tfue talking with some other competitors. Again, many of these guys, friends in and out of game. They all have this common passion and love for Fortnite. And it's great to see them all live at an event.
Fortnite has definitely, I think, developed a community where everybody kind of stands by everybody else. I've seen even players that are always against each other, that never play together, they're always competitors. They're also supportive of each other because they're all. Fortnite is such a game that has motivated so many people to build these positive, influential communities, and it shows. It especially shows when you're here at a live event. If you're here at TwitchCon, you're not. You know, if you're at the San Jose Convention Center, come to the South Hall. You got to see this. It's fantastic.
Now, I believe we're going to be live revealing to the players exactly where they stack on up, so we can see their, their reaction live and where they are. We'll be revealing the Make It Rain winners as well as our top 12. Now, that 13th team, I'm wondering, you know, how they feel.
They have to play the waiting game now. They have to wait until Sunday.
Hopefully, I get my wild card invite, and that's that. Think of that. It's like, oh, I got picked. I just won $5,000 and I get a chance to play for much, much more.
Yep.
Now, for these players, even if they didn't want to make it into Sunday, takeaways for them. They got some LAN experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, a good time at an event, getting to meet people, stuff like that. They leave learning a lot about what it takes to be a top player, what they can improve on, and obviously, I'm sure there's more stuff on the horizon for these people to be participating for much, much more.
These are definitely learning experiences too. For players, maybe this is their first or second exposure to a situation like this, an environment like this. Looking back at the plays that they made, they can analyze their own gameplay in a big way, which is massive for player improvement. If you're not doing that, if you're not looking at your own gameplay, you have replay files in your client. You can just go back through and look through those. This is streamed too, so you can look at VODs and reanalyze. Maybe you made a positioning call that was bad. You can check drop locations for these teams because it's all on stream.
For sure.
So people can see these things. This is an opportunity to learn from your own mistakes if you feel like there are ways to improve, which I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody should feel like there are ways to improve.
No, absolutely. You can always keep getting better. One
Do carinha passando calhama.
In the one game with that victory royale was DK. We've got some looks at his replays here, and I mean, first off, this is an example of people coming on in and having the opportunity to make a name for themselves, right? You win a victory royale, you see the excitement there, jerseys on and everything. Yeah, this is a dream come true for these guys.
Stink grenades we've seen so many times now, a really powerful utility that I feel like, especially in public matches, I don't see it utilized nearly as much as we were seeing it today. With the positional information and the ability to control, it's a control mechanic that basically nothing else in the game kind of offers that level of forcing your player to do, forcing your opponent to do something you want them to do.
Yep.
They have a chance to push players, opponents out of structures that they're in, force them into a rotation. We actually saw earlier, Tinny took advantage of that, but these guys are the heads-up play of making maneuvers, the fast edits, seeing that there's an opponent just through a structure that you know you already own. Maybe they're going for a heal and timing a push.
Yep.
These guys are taking advantage of that every single time. It's crazy.
It's awesome to see. And again, I've already seen things that now I want to begin to adapt to what I want to improve on. And I think that's a takeaway that everybody can have. For TwitchCon so far throughout the weekend, again, we are live from the Fortnite booth all 3 days. Action going on. I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of sights to see here this weekend of the competition. Heat 1 is done. We are about to find out our 12 teams that will be making it to Sunday. Heat 2 will be later on today. Heat 3 and 4 are tomorrow, which will be casted by Zeke and Monster Deface. And then obviously Sunday, we wind up coming back with the Stream Invitational, and then we cast the finals there. So
I'm excited, Jack.
I really am too. It's something where there's so much money in the line. I know for Margowski, as I mentioned, from PAX, how life-changing that was, like his parents having to, help support his dream to get out there. Him going from 0 followers basically on Twitter to 30,000 plus. It's crazy. I believe we're about to see the reveal of our teams. People standing up, looking around. Did they get something that popped up? Did they make it on in? You can see a fist bump there. Will it load on in? Oh, hey, okay. Like, make it rain. Like, they're going, whoa. Is that for the Make It Rain? Is that for the Make It Rain? Yes, that is exactly it. This is for Make It Rain when it pops on up. So look, they just won $10,000.
That's insanity.
Sure, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Because in a 6-minute window, you eliminated more people than anybody else.
And look, that one is tough to keep track of. You really have no idea, Yeah. They can take their points and go, okay, how many points are we at now? 5, 6? I think we're doing well. Make it rain. You're not keeping track of the limps you're getting. You're just like, oh, we just somehow won an extra 10 grand. This is great.
At that point, they're going to be dug too deep into the gameplay and positioning and paying attention to what's happening to even consider the option that maybe I might have more eliminations than anybody else during this specific circle movement.
100%. As everyone else still looking on, wondering where their placement is, will they make it into the coveted top 12 to make it to Sunday? When they make it top 12, immediately they've already won $5,000 each because every team gets paid out in the finals on Sunday in some capacity. The question is, can they earn themselves more in that competition? We will have 48 teams in total, and then the 2 wildcard teams that will be randomly selected from their 13th, spots. And in the coming moments, we should have our placements revealed as well, as I'm sure many people will breathe a sigh of relief when that comes on in if they made it to that top 12.
Sunday's going to be a big day for a lot of people, like you were talking about. $400,000 for the first place duo. The top 3 duos come away with 6-figure prizes still, and everybody gets a little bit at the end there. Tfue and Cloack.
They wait and see.
Hanging out, just wait.
They made it. Boom.
The victory royale.
They know they qualified. They're good to go. He's not surprised.
We'll see on Sunday.
Tfue's like, okay, did my job. I'm going to go into a sauna and eat chicken wings. Jack, or is that what I want to do?
That's what you're doing immediately following the cast. That's actually where your meet and greet is, by the way. It's in a sauna.
Honestly, I'm sure my viewers would love it. There again, you see more of the hype right there, realizing they've made it. Those who didn't, though, fantastic games. There's more opportunities in the future, I'm sure. Enjoy the rest of the weekend here at Twitch.com. We'll go ahead and get the full standings list here so you take a look.
First standings.
Place.
Ah lá, GG, pô. GG, cara.
Wow.
The team from Atlanta
mais campeão de
20 eliminations, that is an insane number still. 20 eliminations.
And what's crazy is it was 10 points for Tfue and Cloack and 9 points for the Hero players at the end of game 2. They stay at 9, but again, we mentioned DK, the one great victory royale, 4 points. Enough to put them on up there.
All the way up into 10.
Devious and Frosty, they have one big game. Korea and Nibs, they have one big game, 5 points they're on in as well. Jaganza and Villix, you know that last game soared them right up the list.
Oh, absolutely.
So there you go, the full look, Super Evan and Godnick, Jebber and Left Eye, DK and TJ, the General and Vicarios, Frosty, Devious, Nibs, Korea, CBK Flame, SPS, Mobley, Sword, Villix, Jaganza, Hero, JDW, and Hero Ronin, the Atlantis boys, and then Tfue and Cloaksy. Congratulations, you've made it to the grand finals on Sunday, where we will have one team in the top spot that'll walk away with $400,000 and the title of champions of the Fall Skirmish.
Now don't forget that 13th place team, whoever that happens to be. Of the 4 heats, you still have that wild card position. They can make it into Sunday, so the adventure might not be.
Obrigado.
Mano, Tfue atualmente
é o melhor jogador de Fortnite. The wild card. Okay, so the wild card team from 13 is Ghost Kayun and Ghost Sean. So they're the ones that
they may or may not have made it.
Yeah, they wait in the wings, and they'll find out with us if they've made it to Sunday. That's a scary duo as well.
That's a lot of tension right there.
That's a scary duo. So we know how good the Ghost organization has been so far in Fortnite. No surprise to see them right there. Will they wind up making it on in, though, is the question. So for now, we know our wildcard team that we'll wait and see if they make it on in. We know our 12 that are guaranteed in. Now we take a little bit of a breather. We wind up taking about probably a couple-hour break here, I think it is, and then or an hour break. We're 40 minutes late for our meet and greet. Everyone hates us now, but
absolutely, it'll be all right though.
It's fine. We'll make it work. It is the way of the road. Tim, I'm wondering, Tim's way of the road is Tim the Tapman. His luggage was lost.
You hate to see that, although he still had flip-flops on last night.
Yeah, flip-flops and socks. What a cool sight that was.
He's dressing for the dad role already, Jack.
Brilliant stuff from him. As we'll wait final word on where exactly we're going to go next here. For me, though, fun first start to the weekend. Looking forward to seeing where things go next.
Only a little bit, a portion of the way through. Like you said, Heat 1 completed. We have our second heat. I believe that starts at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
Is when that's scheduled. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We had the schedule up earlier. And then, like you said, Heat 3 and 4. Jack and I won't be casting tomorrow, but I hope you enjoy the show then. Then we have the Stream Invitational on Sunday, which we have, there's some surprises in store for that too. And then the grand final.
Só dá pra mandar emote no chat, velho. Cadê? Dá o meu.
We're getting set for an interview right now with Tfue and Cloack. We'll have it
no chat dele só dá pra mandar emote. Mandei um monte de 24 rosa lá.
either way, you know, these guys came in, they did their job, they got that first place spot. I'm sure for them in this interview, they're going to basically say, we did it. We did what we came to do. We proved we're the best duo in Heat 1. We'll see everybody in the finals on Sunday.
Yep. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Wouldn't even need to go to the interview. I just did it. No,
you did the entire thing.
I spoke for them.
Jack is now part of, apparently part of FaZe. No, he's not though. Don't worry.
We've already had that joke. We've already had that joke on Twitter a couple weeks ago. If you follow me there, but either way, fun little start. Zeke probably fanboying over there, getting pictures with them, which is why the interview hasn't started up.
Doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Quite yet. Zeke, what a character he is. Great to see him not only doing, you know, some of the casting, but the video stuff behind the scenes too. Very involved.
Oh, absolutely.
At Epic there. How different would today have been if the spawners were in, the cube monsters were in play?
I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. I had high hopes. I was looking forward to potentially some really it gets so chaotic towards late game too, especially with the number of players that are still alive. The cube monster situation could have gotten completely out of hand. They're really good ways to farm up early game loot, a lot of ammunition, but you don't get materials from them, so you still have to pay attention to arguably the largest portion of the game, which is farming materials, so that you can get it, because the build fights are so important.
Yeah,
it would have been.
It would have changed things pretty drastically.
Oh yeah.
Ben, people love hearing us talk, but they love hearing Tfue and Cloack talk more, and we've got them for an interview. There you go. I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, brabo.
Oh, hey guys, sorry, I was not even worth it. Hey, not surprising that Cloack and Tfue take away that dub here in Heat #1. Guys, let's just talk about this, okay? So first off, what is it like, and what was the journey like for you guys making it here?
The journey? Like what? Like grinding or like the actual travel?
Let's do both.
All right, so I mean, the travel wasn't bad. We're staying in LA right now, so it was like a 40-minute flight. We flew up yesterday. But other than that, we've been grinding in scrims, playing in my Discord, other competitive Discords, just every day grinding, whether it's solos or duos or whatever. But what do you guys say, man?
That's pretty much it. Every single day, nonstop, probably about 12, 15 hours a day.
There you go. Now, what's interesting is you guys have really adapted the glider redeploy. And you guys, I mean, you make it look seamless, right? You always have high ground, or you're rotating around. I mean, how has that changed the way you approach Fortnite?
It's changed a lot. Like, when like people are rotating, it's so much harder to get kills now, or eliminations, I should say. But yeah, other than that, I mean, you use less mats now, so more people are building. It changes the game a lot, but what do you think?
It changes the game completely. We're saving ammo instead of shooting people out because there's really no point to shoot them out because they're just going to live anyway. But there's a lot more people in game with mats. So that's only kind of hard part, but other than that, it's not really too bad.
So, I mean, were you guys coming in being like, yeah, we're going to be the #1 duo in Heat 1? Did you guys like falter at any point, or was it just like all confidence?
Well, I mean, I like to come into every tournament like super confident. I think it helps me play better. But we tried really hard the first game. We ended up getting the win. The second game, we ended up getting like, what, second place? And then after that, we're like, all right, screw the win. Let's just, when the horn hits, we're just going to try to get as many eliminations as possible. And that did not work at all.
It didn't work. It didn't work. We chased someone from, I think, Risky Reels all the way to Tomato Bridge. Didn't even get the kill. About 2,000 mats later, 12 explode, 10 nades, no kills. So that's what happened.
Final question for you. What's it like being able to mix it up with the European players?
I mean, I don't really know who I was fighting, so I don't know. I mean, it could have been anyone. We could have not fought any EU players, so we don't know.
So it's just all one big blur. You guys are like, look, we eliminated everyone all the time, nonstop, classic Tfue and Cloack. That's us.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the last 2 games we were just holding W on people. We were just rushing people. But hopefully, you know.
Well, there you go. Gentlemen, best of luck in the grand finals. Courage, Lupo, back it over you.
See, what you guys don't see is now security just gets Zeke away from them as fast as possible.
Yep.
Because
grabs him and
yeah,
essentially that's it. They put him maybe back in a box.
Yep.
I don't know how they store Zeke.
That's actually how Zeke is moved around.
Probably.
But yeah, great to hear from them. You could tell. Cool, calm, and collected. No big surprise there. Great start. Heat 1 was a lot of fun. That's my final thoughts. And you?
I look forward to seeing how the players in Heat 2 incorporate what they saw in Heat 1.
Yes.
They're gonna watch. You know they watch. They're gonna try and analyze
Pode falar
and see
alguma
what
coisa, tá,
worked
Costela? Aqui não tem essas
and
viadagens.
utilize those, those play changes, the strategy changes.
It's gonna make a big
Como é
difference.
que é?
We actually have the featured streamer zone, which will be taking place now until 2:30 when we come back. So about an hour and 20 minutes until we come back for heat number 2. Marksman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. How you guys doing over there?
Oh, fantastic. Are you mid-game right now?
You're trying to slay some zombies or husks. I apologize.
No, hey, have fun with it. The cube monsters, you can handle it. Marksman, take it away. Have fun over there, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a great event so far.
Qual foi, mané?
O que tá fazendo aí, Costela?
Sou pro, né? Tô falando com tu.
Mano, o que tu tá fazendo aí, viado?
Você achou que eu demorei pra chegar por quê?
Ah, tá,
Isso aí foi gravado há um tempo, pô.
Que isso, Costela?
Ah, moleque, tá me tirando. Respeita.
Vai, finge que é ele, Costela, pelo amor de Deus. O que tá fazendo aí, Costela? Tá
ué, jogando, né?
Pedrinha, mano? Tá usando essa pedrinha aí?
Ah, isso aí foi uma tática que eu fiz, tá ligado? Muito boa. Ensinar você, tá ligado? Quando faz isso, mano, tu pega o high ground, ó. Tu consegue pegar o high ground muito rápido, entendeu?
Tu quer chegar onde fazendo essa parada aí, Costela?
Mano, o céu é o limite, tá ligado? Essa que é a parada.
Vai chegar no último aí do céu, Costela?
Aham.
Vai chegar naquele buraco negro lá?
Ah, então, é a meta.
Cara, a gente é muito idiota.
Tomara que dê certo.
Então vai,
ia ser legal.
Vai, mano. Só tenta chegar.
Vou tentar.
Ih, GG, Costela.
Não deu, mas vamos caçar aqui.
Vai ficar mostrando esse cara jogar aí. Galera, eu vou fazer um miojão. Se caso acontecer alguma outra coisa, se abrir de novo o campeonato, eu abro a live de novo e aí vocês aparecem aí. Já é, muito obrigado a todo mundo que deu like. Foi 76 likes aí, mano, sem gank, sem nada. Eu preciso comer, tô com muita fome. Muito obrigado a todo mundo aí que ajudou, mano. Que tava na live até agora. Vocês são top demais, mano. Só tenho a agradecer, galera. Eita porra. Ih, vai, cinzena de bobeira não, rapaz. A galera hoje tá sabendo construir muito, né? Eu vou comer, mano, vou comer, depois eu volto. Aí eu puxo um duo com costela.
Aí construiu o que sabe, né?
Isso foi fechado.
Ó, aí...
Mano, isso acontece toda hora comigo, velho. Toda hora.
Mas se fosse BR já tinha se matado na Rocket. Naquela paredinha ali tinha se matado na Rocket, tá ligado?
Se mata, então valeu, rapaziada. Até daqui a pouco. É nóis. Valeu. Falou.
GG. Aí assisti, né? Não ia falar nada não, mas aprendeu com o